Just let them come in. Let them do what they want to do. Like Germany over.
Hello, my fellow patriots. I'm trying to work on this right now. I am sorry about the way this is going tonight. For some reason, my channel seems to be the only one on YouTube that doesn't want to cast the multicast system. So this is the way I'm going to have to do it, is a screen share, and I'll have to babysit it all night. Let me just hear if you guys have... Do you guys have audio now? Can you hear Pete talking? Hey, Duke. I imagine DM probably has to duck in and out, but somebody give me some idea if I've got some audio, and then I'll know kind of where we stand. You could hear it before, but not now. So I need to get...
Are killing it.
So right now, what you're saying is you can hear his audio, but you can hear me now.
In other countries don't have a direct effect on the United States. That's a total fabrication.
How about now? How about now? How about now?
Because what's going on in the United States right now is directly affecting every other country in Europe.
Okay, you've got audio now. All right. Rebel Jack, let me see. Okay, you and me, he and me both. So, all right, I'm going to drop my image out, go to full screen. Let me know if you can see it now. Yeah, it's a little low, isn't it? All right, I'm going to drop my image and let me hear if you can still hear Douglas talking.
At checkout.
All right, looks like the troubleshooting has to be that I will be sitting here babysitting this. And so,
incredible.
Looks like I will be here for the duration.
You see that crappy little...
Oh, he said crappy.
Got with that light. I got that at a Home Depot about 3 years ago when some people broke into my house and took nearly everything.
Okay, some audio.
Today, it's a different story because today I have partnered with SecurityAllStar.com.
How about echo? No echo?
The best home security systems in the nation right now. Over 6 million active homes are using them. And not only are they a great security company, they're also a federally licensed firearm dealer, which means guess what?
No echo.
Special deal.
Hey, Fred.
You buy any home.
Appreciate you hitting that button for me, man. Yeah, it looks like this is the only way I'm going to be able to go live tonight is use a screen share because my page is the only one out of 50 YouTube creators that's not wanting to activate on the multi-streaming platform. So I guess this is the way we got to do it.
SecurityAllStar.com.
All right, Rebel Jack, appreciate you, brother. We'll do it as best we can.
Dustin Gold, the producer over here at Team LBC. I want to point out one of our great American sponsors,
I'm getting my reputation upheld about having the glitchiest YouTube channel on the entire net. So, hey Rex, good to see you, brother. All right, so it looks like I'll be doing it this way. So when I get ready to go live at 1 o'clock a.m., obviously I'll have to shut this down, take a 30-minute break, and then I'll come up with another live stream. But this is the way we're going to do it. We'll get it one way or the other. I'm not going to let this opportunity pass me by.
98% of the time they're looking.
And as you know, Pete's coming up next, so should be a interesting thing.
They gave us a great discount. Maybe they will for you too. YouTubers, if you want to get your message out, you need to be using text campaigns. You need to contact raindroptext.com.
Yeah, I'm a little louder because of this. All right, Duke, listen to this right here. I'm going to hit mute on the mic and see if his volume comes up and mine goes down, or other way around. I'm doing great, Rex. Appreciate you being here, man. I'm gonna no sound at all. How about now? How about now? How about now? How about now?
I don't know how Joe does it, guys. It's amazing. He was outside.
Center the mic between you and the computer. Speaker should even out.
Right now, next up for our guest,
might be able to do it this way. Let's get
us over the 10,000 mark. This is going to be an expensive journey down.
All right.
To Operation Border Command, the 2,000 mile, 20
How's this?
border investigation and live streaming event. So, without further ado, our next guest is Pete, the Patriot.
Hey, Belinda. We are still going live tonight, Belinda, but
we're trying to destroy our republic.
Here.
Please welcome.
Are you in a position to come on, Belinda, or are you indisposed? Bottom line is we're going live at our regular time. But I can't get mine to go live on the casting because there's a problem at the server. So
that's okay. That's okay. As long as you get
this is the only way I can go live.
So Pete the Patriot, longtime friend here on YouTube. I have been following your channel for quite some time. It is really great to have you here today with us. And for everybody watching, I really hope this segment, this next 30-minute segment, is a segment where we can break 10,000. We are at 9883. We are just about $117. Is that right? Is that right? $117 away from breaking 10,000. Can we get $117 in some contributions? Go to the texting right there below. There's a link, fundly.com/OBC. Let's break 10,000 before Pete leaves the screen. How about that, Pete?
That's right. Everybody go down there, donate fundly.com.
Yep, /OBC.
He's got skills, Rebel Jack.
All right, Pete, let's talk about this border situation. What is your perspective on the southern border? And from your vantage point,
unfortunately, you're going to hear everything because the only way I can do this is to have the mic wide open.
What is it about the southern border that's the most important thing?
We'll just try to keep the swearing down to an absolute zero. And
on Operation Border Command website,
bottom line is I either do it this way or I don't have the ability to
questions
be a part of the live stream at all. So I'll do it this way.
These are the questions that need to be answered. Is what don't they want us to know? What do they know? What are they hiding? And most importantly, what is the truth? That's why I was so excited when you called me up and said, hey, I want you to be part of this, because these people are just absolutely 100% hiding the truth from every American citizen.
DM said I had the buffet tonight.
And
ugly rumor.
I got to give you kudos to.
Well, I had a good dinner, but it wasn't a buffet.
Because
Kim Lalaho, hey there, good to see you.
You guys are going to expose all of this, and my eyeballs are going to be glued to the screen every minute. But where I live, I'm not too far away from the southern border. Actually, it's about an hour away from me.
Still audio, by the way.
I live in California, so.
How about that there?
Yeah, it's something I see on a daily basis. I mean, there's so many people here, and the problems that this influx of people that are coming into California, and then from California they either stay here or they're moving on throughout the country, and like you said in the previous streams, we don't know who these people even are.
Right.
We don't even know who these people are. And the cost of housing, the cost of welfare, the cost of everything, and how much these people are draining our society.
Okay.
We as conservatives and patriots, we welcome immigrants into this country. This country was built on immigrants. But you got to do it the right way. You have to do it
decent
the right
sound.
way.
Okay.
And I hope everybody can agree with me with that, because none of us are against immigration, legal immigration. What we're against are the ones who are going around the sides and over the tops and everything else, that are bringing in the illegal drugs and the crime and everything else. And from my vantage point, like you said, from where I am, I can see this. I can see this.
No.
And one of the things I am looking forward to the most, going to be watching your guys' stream.
All reliable. Hey, buddy, how you doing?
How much
good to see you.
Wall, whatever you want to call it, barrier or whatever, is actually going up.
Well, I got this thing going, so let me, I got to step away from my mic for a minute. I'm still local. I'll be back here in a second, but I got to finish setting up my studio area since I got this thing going. But please enjoy, and I'll be right here, so if you have questions for me, go ahead and ask. I'll be able to text you back in a minute.
He's at. He went down there. I think he was in El Paso, or may have been. I'm not exactly sure which section he was in. And he went down there with a couple of YouTubers, Frontline America, Conservative Anthony, and showed the border wall. And it was impressive, man. And they did that in just a few days. So this notion that these Democrats keep putting out there that it would take, and people, I guess rightly so, have this impression of our government that when they undertake a project, it's going to take 12,000 years to finish, and then it'll be left half done at the end, and we're broke. I get it. I was in the Army. I understand how the government works. But you see what happens when private companies go at it, man. And we're talking days, within days, all of that border put in. And it's just no screwing around, man. Just get it up and get it going. And
well, we have a businessman. We have a businessman in office now. And he's not only a businessman, he's a builder. And he's a builder from New York. Right. You know what I mean? You know how hard it is to build a building in New York?
Right.
And if he can get around those little Jerry Nadler people, this should be no problem for him.
Little.
He looks like one of those little troll guys.
Okay.
Yeah, like a little dwarf troll guy, whatever you want to call him.
Yeah. Got it.
But yeah, he knows what he's doing. He knows how to talk with contractors and get the job done. He wouldn't be where he's at today if he didn't know how to do that. But like the question that I asked is, what don't they want us to know? It's costing hundreds of billions of dollars for us to take care of these people coming into this country, when he only asked for $5 billion to build a barrier to help stop drugs and sex trafficking and everything else. So what is going on with them that they don't want it built? That's also a question I'm hoping you guys are going to answer.
Well, my pre answer to that question is we're going to come back to this as a historical record and see if I was accurate. But my pre guess is that there's a whole lot of politicians making a whole lot of money off of drug trafficking in this country, as disgusting as that sounds, and possibly even human trafficking. I don't know how deep this stuff goes, but I know all these politicians are corrupt as all hell. And the fact that we've had these same people sitting there for 30, 40 years, old as hell, sitting there in these positions of power where they're just making more and more laws and ignoring obvious security problems to our country. And they all get in lockstep with each other. That's another thing. You know, all these people that come up into this candidacy for presidency in 2020, they all get in lockstep, the same messaging. Oh, it's a vanity project. It's a medieval. What the hell does a medieval wall even mean? It's a medieval wall. What does it got? Like the oil on top? They're pouring it down on the peasants as they try to cross over.
People throwing rocks.
Yeah.
There's people throwing rocks over the top. Yeah. Yeah. You know what? This is nothing.
Everything that's important in this country.
This has nothing to do with the walls. This, you see, it's not anything to do with a vanity project. They know walls work. They have them around their houses. Okay, they know walls work. Walls are like a funnel. You want to make people go to where you want them to go. But like you said, what are they getting off the back end? How much money are they taking into their own pockets that they're willing to sacrifice the lives of countless American citizens to keep this drug and sex trafficking business for them going? Your previous guest, the champ over there, he mentioned Beto O'Rourke. Beto O'Rourke says if we confiscate all the weapons from everybody in the country to save one life, one child's life, it would be worth it. I also look at the same way for the border wall. If that border wall goes up on 2,000 miles of the border and it can save one child's life, one woman's life, or one man's life from being drug overdosed or raped or sex trafficked or anything else, I am happy to put my little part of taxpayer money into that wall to do it. So it tends me to believe that there's something in it for these Democratic politicians to not have that wall built. That's how I look at that.
I mean, I have a little bit of a disagreement with a little bit of what you said there, just because someone famous said, would you rather live with a dangerous freedom, or would you rather live under peaceful slavery? So the notion of the example you made about saving a child's life and taking away all their guns, I am not on board for that at all. I don't care.
No. I think you misunderstood what I said.
Okay.
I think you misunderstood what I said. I'm talking about Beto O'Rourke. I'm talking about Beto O'Rourke. Beto O'Rourke, everything he says, it's almost like somebody who's not completely in his faculties. They make these stupid arguments. He made these stupid arguments about guns, and then they don't apply the same argument to, say, building a wall, because the people that are coming in from the bottom of the South, I mean, are their lives aren't worth it. That's the stupidity I'm trying to point out. Yeah, don't get it twisted about the gun thing, Joe. You know me.
You know me.
You know me.
Pete, that's the stupidity, the hypocrisy, or the sheer fact that they are liars with no morals, values, or principles. None whatsoever.
Well, all you got to do is turn the TV on for about 8 seconds and watch the lies flow.
Better fences, better neighbors. That's a fact.
Concert with each other. It doesn't matter if you know the truth and you were there and you experienced it. They have to
all in all, we're just bricks in the wall.
This border wall is a vanity project. It's not helping anything. It's not doing anything, which in fact It's the opposite. It is helping. It is doing stuff. And when you guys go down there,
Or did I miss something from Belinda?
You're gonna point that out to everybody. There's no hiding it.
How do I contact
There's no
you?
hiding it.
Exactly. Some of the people we've been talking to on the ground, Joe has had conversations with a lot of veterans that run organizations that try to support the Border Patrol down there. And we've talked to Tim Foley, who Doug has met. He's going to be on in the final 2 hours of the show tomorrow night, Arizona Border Recon. And what these guys are telling us, where the border wall is being constructed, it's helping. It's the areas that are with no wall that are terrible. And that's why we need to elect Trump in 2020. We hope for the best. We get as much as we can, and we focus on beyond. The day he gets elected, we focus on where we're going from there.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Everybody needs to do two things and keep these two things in their mind. Number one, get out and vote.
Absolutely.
Vote to vote. And the second most important thing you can do after voting is text OBC to 53445 and donate to fundly.com/OBC, because what you guys are doing is so important. I'm so behind you in what you're doing.
Liberty Smith, good to see you. And this is the only way I can go live is through the screen share. So I'm here, but I'm in the background.
That's it. Just for the sheer fact that when she watches these videos, and you know she will be.
Who?
She can't say to the American people, look, there's nothing built.
I thought she said DM.
Here. Trump's not doing nothing. Well, it's all a lie, Nancy, because you guys are going to show us the truth.
Yeah, she's asking how to contact DM.
Go ahead, Joe.
I think Joe is frozen there, so I'll jump. Hey, let me just bring up this fact too. If people want to see the lies of a Beto O'Rourke, I mean, nothing illustrates this better. Go
Conservative Patriot. Hey, brother, good to see you.
12 years ago, and then watch him today during the campaign the last year.
Liberty Smith, glad you're hanging out with me, man. I appreciate that.
He tries to use Barack Obama's cadence mixed with Bernie Sanders' hand signals. So when you watch this pot-smoking guy who goes out there,
I'll give him some hand signals.
The only thing he can brag about is how he skateboards and he can hacky sack, and that he's going to take your guns away. I mean, the man is an actor. He's funded by his wife's family. He's no different than a John Kerry funded by Teresa Hines. The guy is a complete and total fraud. But the fact that they're flooding Texas,
I believe that's absolutely correct,
dude.
Duke.
You have
Yes.
a lot of liberals fleeing California into Texas. Just like I'm from the Northeast, a lot of Northeasterners went down to Florida, came down into the South, into Tennessee here. They escaped these places when they retire because you can't afford to live there. But then they bring their Democrat policies into these areas. One day, I'm taking over Tennessee. I'm building a wall around it, and that's it.
DM, I'm glad you're over here hanging out for a few. I know you got a lot of back and forthing to do, but you are the bomb.
Hello, guys. Can we start the interview over now, or what happened?
No. You just froze up there for a second. We got you. We got you.
Hey, look at that. We are $67 away from breaking 10,000 before Pete goes off here. Can you imagine it?
Yeah, the traffic conductor with the hand waves. Yep.
Come on.
Surely we can pull together
OBC.
$67 before Pete goes off the air. That would be phenomenal. He would love that. He would love to be the $10,000 man.
Absolutely.
Come on, guys.
Anybody who's watching my chat, who's watching this right now, subscribe to my channel. Hit the super chat, and if I get $67 in super chats, I will give them to American Joe for the OBC cause. Everybody
thanks, bro.
Donate fundly.com. Let's make sure that we get over this 10,000 mark in the next 4 minutes. 4 minutes? Yeah, 4 minutes.
Yeah, we got about 3 to 4 minutes left. Pete, is there anything you want to share? Anything you're working on? Anything happening with the channel you want to get out to the audience?
Bless me.
What's happening with you?
Not bad manners, just good food.
I'm just trying to get over my YouTube woes. I'm trying to build up my subscribers. I'm trying to get the message out about how the Democrat Party is trying to overthrow our will, our people. We voted, and they're trying to just take our vote out, and we have to just keep getting that message out. Have to keep putting out content, showing and exposing them.
The
And I'm trying
Bills
to
are
do
winning
that
some
every day. I'm
games.
going
Well,
live.
that's interesting.
I'm uploading videos, trying to bring the truth out. And that.
No,
Okay, we got $10 super chat, so we're $10
We've
closer.
got, whoa. We've got an official announcement here, Dustin.
we just hit 10,000 there.
We just hit 10,000.
There you go.
Bravo to hit 10,000.
It is the $10,000 man. Look at that.
Thank you. Yeah,
All right, there you go.
That should be about half the fuel for the tour bus.
Overcoming
Just
the
kidding.
YouTube woes. It's been
It'd be
amazing
expensive.
the
That's
last
for
couple of
darn
weeks,
sure.
talking to yourself and a lot of patriots out there. You guys wouldn't imagine the authoritarian tech censorship that's coming out of the Silicon Valley technocrats. You know, over 50% of these guys' channels that are working with us tonight are striked and banned. They can't post on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter. This is a concerted effort. I mean, if there's one thing that I hope President Donald Trump would do, is you've got to stick the DOJ after these guys and go antitrust. Things I personally do not support. We do not want to turn these people into public utilities. I don't want conservatives to fall into that trap. George Soros has been pushing that since 2008 publicly. Once they make them into public utilities, Twitter will be the official government-sponsored short-form text platform. Facebook is going to be, you know, your friends and family platform. YouTube's going to be the only video platform, and no one will ever be able to compete. So you got to go after them on antitrust. You got to change their status from
Trump 2020.
Whoop, whoop. That's the path we need to take. Right now, we're doing our part with projects like this, putting the simulcast system together. We want to start to be able to push everybody's message out and get patriots to share each other's content so that we can grow together. And when one guy goes down, you know, the whole team is going, hey, Pete went down. Here's his new channel. This is where you find him. And that's what we're trying to put together here. It's something that needs to be done. It may be late, but it's better than doing it never. So now is the time to start to fight back here.
Upstate New York on duty.
With that. And American
sorry for you.
Of all people, we know.
I know upstate New York isn't as bad, but boy, New York's rough.
We watch it in your live streams all the time.
You see how they're trying to cut me down right here on this marathon. I'm not going down without a fight.
That's right. That's right.
Hey,
well,
Pete,
man, thank you very much for having me on.
You're a good friend, man. Thanks for coming on board. We really appreciate you. Really appreciate you.
All right.
$10,000 man, Pete the Patriot, bring in the money.
That's right.
And bring in the support. Go visit Pete the Patriot. Thank you so much, Pete.
Thank you, guys. Check out Pete's info at bordercommand.com. We are going to have Lions Republic up next. Do a short preview, a little commercial break. Go to the bathroom, get your popcorn, whatever you want to do. I don't care. It's a free country. Maybe. But it should be.
Got a question for all of you, everybody. Is Mexico really helping? That's the question. Is Mexico really helping? 81 illegal aliens have been apprehended by Border Patrol in Arizona. Big League Politics report 81 illegal immigrants were arrested and processed by Border Patrol outside of Sasabe, Arizona. I guess that's how you pronounce it, on Tuesday. The group is possibly one of the biggest to enter the United States in several months. Crossings of large caravan groups of illegal immigrants have declined in recent months, in great part due to safe third-party country deals orchestrated by the Trump administration.
Belinda, yes, ma'am.
The United States
we have skills.
Enacted a deal with El Salvador that would keep asylum seekers in their home country.
Yeah, and that's Reagan too. He was a good one.
Southern border with Mexico that makes it look like
he did get his back against the wall, though. The deep state got a hold of him in his later term, and the Iran-Contra and all that was part of that deal.
Arizona coming out of Mexico into America illegally.
Wow.
Because the reason that 81 people,
I have no idea why we just went into infinity.
They paid the Mexican police.
I think that's got to be on their end.
So you got some crooked cops.
Nope, it's not on their end.
That'll just turn the eye after the payment and let them roll straight on in. It almost makes that Mexico's help on our border is turning into a complete joke. It's very likely most of these individuals are victims of trafficking networks out of Mexico, and it continues to look like Mexico has no control
Nope,
of the
that's me.
situation. Although the curtain pulls over.
This
on
is all a
it,
learning
it seems
experience.
Mexico is helping and has control when they do not. This is happening once again to often on our borders with Mexico. Every time you see this, it's
Okay.
new Democrat voters coming in.
Yeah, I know. I was on the channel. I could like to see two of me. I'm back here. I'm just hiding behind the full screen.
BorderCommand.com. Hello, American Patriots. You want to protect your guns and ammo from moisture and mildew while also refreshing the air in your gun or ammo safe?
Yes, sir.
If you live on the South, or you live on the East Coast, West Coast, by a lake, you know that moisture and mildew, heat and humidity brings rust. Rust and weapons don't mix.
Nope.
Folks, this is the answer. Firearm guards. Unlike their Chinese competitors, firearm guards are made in America by Americans with 100% natural drying agents. No harmful chemicals. You do not need to be recharging them. You don't have to throw them away every few months. Heck, every firearm guard comes with a lifetime warranty. You can't beat that. Check out Firearm Guards for yourself. It's a family-owned, family-run company. Go to www.firearmguards.com.
And if you use our special promo, OBC,
Multiple exposure, yeah.
you're going to get.
I could see me twice.
$14.25. You can try out.
Don't want to see me though. I want to see the this live stream. Hello, History B.
BorderCommand.com.
Yeah, this is the only way I can go live is do a screen share. So for some reason, my channel is the only one on YouTube that will not cast this program. So I decided I'm going to open up my StreamYard and I'm going to do a screen share. I got Mr. American Joe's channel playing in my screen, and I got my little promo underneath it, and I think I'm able to do my part. But I will have to drop out right before I do my live segment. I'll end this stream because I can't do both. And then when I'm doing the live segment, you guys obviously will see me there. And then when we're done, may come up for another hour, but then I'll probably shut mine down and go back up in the morning sometime.
With Prime monitoring, and you get to buy.
It's a real pain. My channel is proving to be one of the most glitchy channels on YouTube.
Visit our great friends over there at securityallstar.com right now. And if you use the promo code at checkout, American
CLC, I love having you a part of my channel too. Appreciate you.
securityallstar.com.
I just do not understand why mine, out of 50 channels on YouTube, mine will not cast. It's just really, really weird.
I want to point out one of our great American sponsors, RaindropText.com. These guys are phenomenal. It's a conservative company, built by conservatives, for conservatives. When we need a solution for our text to donate campaign and to send out OBC text alerts, we turn to RaindropText.com, and their vice president, Mike Brown, is phenomenal. He got on a call with me right away, showed me the platform, helped me set it up. And listen, all of our simulcast partners and all of you YouTubers out there, you need to get your message out because social media giants are censoring you like never before.
No kidding.
Great. We use that too. But emails just aren't seen the way they used to be. Text, 98% of the time they're looked at. So listen, I recommend RaindropText.com. They came on board as a sponsor because they believed in our project. They gave us a great discount. Maybe they will for you too. YouTubers, if you want to get your message out, you need to be using text campaigns. You need to contact RaindropText.com.
BorderCommand.com.
Patriots, American Joe here. How you doing? I don't just wear the GOA gear. I am a Patriot member of the Gun Owners of America. And not only do they sponsor my channel.
Back with Lions Republic in 50 seconds, folks.
Operation
Brad Bishop, the Lions Republic, coming up next. Yeah, I can treat this like a radio announcer.
American Joe, you're going to find a page where you can get an annual membership in the Gun Owners of America for just $15. $15. What is the government of America? They don't back down. They're out there every day fighting a good fight for our Second Amendment rights. Get over there right now. Gun owners got me.
All reliable, I believe that same thing myself. And the interesting thing is President Trump did do military school. I know that's not quite the same, but it does teach discipline, and it teaches a lot of things that you wouldn't learn elsewhere. Yeah, thank you, CLC. Uh-oh, that's not me. That's them. My audio is still hot as a firecracker, so that's not me. Yeah, I'll be joining that Gun Owners of America probably in the next few days. It's a swing and a miss with 3 down and 1 up. How about that, Duke? Looks like we have Lions Republic in the batter's box. He's warming up, should be coming to the plate here shortly. He's got a 10-0 record in the last games. Still no audio.
What's up, brother?
There it is.
Hear me over there, Brad?
Joe, did you go out in the wind?
Benny Malley, good to see you, brother. Welcome.
Hey, Dustin, we lost your audio on that little whole
Making a
segment,
call
that
to the
segment.
bullpen.
We had no audio on you, just
That was all
FYI.
right. That was all right. Look, I was introducing Brad Bishop. I apologize. My mic switch got stuck. So I was introducing Brad. I was saying he put out one of the most killer promo videos out there of all our simulcast partners. But go to bordercommand.com. You can see all the guests, all the simulcast partners. Sign up for their channels, subscribe to them, drop a super chat in their channels right now if you want, because they're helping bring this to you in the future. We're going to be working with them on a lot more projects. In the meantime, text OVC to 53445 to donate to Operation Border Command.
I'm back too.
And I want to make
Liberty
a quick
Smith,
announcement
welcome back.
before we
Good to
get
see you,
started
brother.
Here with the amazing Brad Bishop, who's a good friend now of mine. Right before the show, literally, I'd say 30 minutes before this marathon, we had a new deal with Patriot Mobile. Now, Patriot Mobile, we don't have any promo, we don't have any ads cut because it just came in last minute. But Patriot Mobile is a great organization. It's a cell phone company that services conservative patriots like you and me, and they provide great cell phone coverage all over the United States. And when you use Patriot Mobile, a lot of the money that they spend goes to conservative causes. See, a lot of people don't realize when you use Sprint, when you use all these other commercial companies, they're supporting liberal causes. These companies are spending a lot of their money on that. Patriot Mobile doesn't do that. Patriot Mobile is always spending their money on conservative causes. So if you make the switch, it's a completely free transaction to switch over your service if you use the code OBC at patriotmobile.com. Brad Bishop, my friend, my brother, how are you doing? And welcome to the Border Truth Marathon.
Glad to be here. Glad to see everybody tuning in. All these patriots in here rocking and rolling, caring about their border, caring about their country, and it's really good to see the support y'all are getting.
Brad,
I hate to say
all
this,
right.
Brad, I hate to break the news to you, but Pete the Patriot was just on before you. And he
history be we are definitely united.
So he stole your thunder.
Jack Tang, welcome.
But he stole it. He got the $10,000 mark. Maybe we'll get to, I don't know. Let's go to the $12,000 man. Okay, we're gonna shoot for $12,000 before this segment's over. How about that?
All right, let's go. Let's roll.
All right. Well, the Lions Republic is a great group of people. Brad has built a huge army of followers, a family, a strong.
Can this be posted on Facebook? I believe it can. It can be shared out. The only thing is, we do have to drop the channel right before we go live because I can't do my cast and their cast at the same time. But
what's your take on the southern border?
I should be able to drop the stream, start a new stream, and pick up where I left off.
I'd like to share a perspective. Really
my wife posted it on Facebook, so
it's what we're not seeing with our
okay, so it's on there already. But yeah, Belinda, if you want to post it there and see if you can reach other people, that's cool too.
We've been talking about since, I report a lot on the border.
Yeah, diplomatic skills are important for a president. They can't be a schmuck. They got to be able to have their communication together.
There is a war right now of good versus evil. And evil,
yes, that is Mrs. Alex.
Controlled this border for a very long time. So much gained ground where the war to win it back has so much to see, for example, our president going through what he is having to go through to accomplish what he's having to accomplish.
Amen.
And to have accomplished what he's already done so far has been one of the most brilliant things I have seen with my eyeballs when it comes to what we see. But what we're not seeing.
This is how we roll. Absolutely. Patriots unite.
When you report,
it shows that we can do it. Antifa's not the only one that can draw a crowd. We can do it. It takes a little more coordination on our part, and but we can get it done.
Demons are controlling.
Benny, thank you for that.
Not the people.
Appreciate you sharing it out.
The control and the power and the greed and the murder and the gang, the rape, the child trafficking. I mean, if we're to see what the of hell looked like outside of it before entering.
I hope you guys have your big coffee cups tonight.
This is the closest that you're going to get.
I saw pictures of the military parade, Reliable. I did. I know they're doing it to try to impress their own people, but for me, it's kind of like sweep it off because whatever. I mean, they might have some good stuff. They got all our technology, but you also have to know how to use it. We still have some of the best trained soldiers in the world. That's just the way it is. R-rated conservative. Welcome, brother. Appreciate you dropping by to wave a hand, man. You get to grace them with your presence right before me. I get to bring up your rear, so to speak. No homo, of course.
That could be bought, or that one kitchen who's there to spy. This is one of the most deepest, darkest things that is happening at this border right now. And this is not any type of fearmonger or anything. This is, when you report on this consistently,
yeah, not my thing.
Start to see the pattern
and don't worry, you're safe. Not mine either. 29 years with the same honey, and I'm quite satisfied.
Every single person, whether they're contributing to this operation, the 100% thing people need to be contributing to is their prayers for y'all's safety, your return, your protection, and most importantly, the prayers of the goal that y'all have in mind. Because if anybody was going to say, look, I'm going to go, we're raising money to go to the gates of hell to see what hell looks like before entering it. This is the closest thing people are going to get. Now, of course, you're not going over into some other foreign country when it comes to over across seas or anything where bombs are being dropped. But rape, child trafficking, drug trafficking, fentanyl, heroin, cocaine, meth, murder, crime. It's what it is. And I prayed when you told me about this. I prayed for y'all, and I continuously pray for y'all. And I will continue to pray until this whole entire operation is done. Because just being a news reporter and doing commentary and reporting on these love crumbs that we do on the Lions Republic
Thank you.
all the time. I cannot help but fight my own spiritual battle and making sure that my mind's balanced and set and my heart and my spirit is right. And that's just me reporting on it. You're about to head down to the real deal. So
yeah, brother. I mean, we've been. That's
Jack,
one
I
of the
could
first
probably
things
do
we
that.
asked for when we came out with this project to the public. I asked my audience. I pray with my audience all the time, as you know. Prayer is one of the most neglected aspects of our lives in cases because we tend to get wrapped up going on in the world. We tend to get wrapped up.
Well, reliable, I kind of agree with that, but you got to remember one thing. China has the largest standing army of something like 1.5 million. But if you count the American gun owners and hunters and everybody like that, we have the largest non-standing army in the entire world. So if they decided to screw with the American people, especially on our soil,
I've been trying
they would be in real bad shape.
Christian patriots closer to Scripture as much as I can, trying to encourage them to pray for others, to pray all the time. And if God isn't with us on this mission, we're not going to be successful. We have to have God with us on this mission, 100%, 100%. And every single person involved.
I think we would win against North Korea with sandwiches because those people are flat out starving to death. So they thought they were going to do something. All we had to do was set up a buffet, and that one would be over, I think.
Republican on the internet. This is Dustin Gold. I'm going to pop right back in until I see these guys are back. Can you hear me there, Brad?
I can hear you.
Okay. So what did you want to add to that, Brad? Joe's internet dipped a little. So.
Boy, Joe can sure hold still, can
he? You know, Joe does a great thing holding his fellowships the way he does. You know, this border, they're not only going to come into what we just talked about, they're also going to.
Yeah, Rex, that's true too.
You know, and I'm sorry.
All these other countries bowing up and sticking their chest out, they think they've got us in technology. Well, China has stolen a lot of technology, but they have nothing on what we have in our black budget and some of our ultra classified, because people like Hitler wouldn't have had access to some of those documents, so she wouldn't have been able to sneak them into her little private server.
This storm is not just about those who are seeking justice, who need justice. This storm is on Christians, conservatives.
Yeah, the lag 5 hours from now will be catching up.
I don't even want to throw Republicans in because 13 Republicans voted Democrats to stop Trump's emergency law.
Yeah.
13 of them.
Yep.
Actually, the Chinese are actually pretty tall. It's the Japanese and the Koreans that are the short ones.
Michigan, get him out. Brian,
He's a piece of trash.
Pennsylvania, get him out. Mike Gallagher of Wisconsin, get him out. Jamie Herrera of Butler of Washington. Will Hurd of Texas. He's a Democrat. But he's a Republican. Remember,
I don't know, Jack. Interesting question.
The new war the demons will play is now they are learning how to sell themselves.
Yeah, we have the best toys for sure.
They don't even have a clue of what's going on in general.
Also, we have rednecks, and they can make some pretty serious weapons just out of junk in their garage. So I don't think it would be anybody's heyday if they decided they would come into the soil and do this. But this is a deal I've been talking about with the border too. I don't mean to interrupt with Brad Bishop speaking, but if you want to move an army into a country, you do it by slinging a child under each arm of the man that's walking in, because then they look friendly and submissive. But you quietly move an army into a country, and then once everybody's in place, you arm them up when they're here. So that's kind of what's going on in the southern border. They're literally moving an army in here, but as long as they got a child in each hand, then they don't look like a threat.
And they were Republicans. Remember, this is Americans versus the double-headed snake, ladies and gentlemen. Jim Sessenbrenner of Wisconsin, get him out. Elise Stefanik of New York, Griffin of Michigan, and Greg Walden of Oregon. Make sure to you do
Yeah, these people need to be voted out. It's getting ridiculous.
This day forward. And get
Brad,
them
Brad,
We're gonna-
I'm glad. I was just going to say, I'm glad you brought that up.
Right on,
There's
Jack.
A couple of guests later in the middle of the night, maybe early morning, I'll be talking to about, organizing at a grassroots level, not just on social media, going out and organizing conservatives, constitutionalists, America Firsters. Get 100 in your town, take over your local Republican town committee, reshape it, work your way up and take over your state Republican committee. Start going out and recruiting candidates. Don't sit back for some greasy lawyer with an R next to their name and some greasy lawyer with a D next to their name to step up and say, I want to be the guy, and then go, wait, they're turncoats. Well, they weren't turncoats. This is who they were before
Yeah, they were just
even got
hiding
in the
it.
game. You need to go recruit good people. If you want Joe to run there where he lives, then you need to go to him and say,
Oh, it's just
Joe,
some of the skin
just
left on it.
Samuel Adams and our
Good thing.
founding neighbors did. They said, we're going to watch your farm. We're going to give you a horse. We're going to give you a suit to wear. We need you to go represent us. And that is what has to happen here in this country. We need to start organizing at a local level.
Liberty
Well,
Smith, I
doing
agree
what we're doing on the
partially,
internet to
but
reach everyone across the
North Korea had a pretty big thumb on
I
them. The
agree.
globalists had them under their thumb.
Together as we get
So,
near this election,
what
where we can
President
send
Trump has
out
done is he's
important
freed
updates
North
on
Korea
these
from
hidden
some of
candidates,
that
these rhino candidates,
overlord
what they're voting
stuff
for,
they had
get
going
them-
on.
get this information,
And
get
now
these
that he's
names
freed
out to
them
the
up,
people, man.
they're
A lot
sort
of
of
people
testing
just
the
don't
waters to
really
see if it's
understand
really
where
going
they
to
find
be
this information,
protected by
but
him.
wherever you're at,
And
in
when they
America,
realize they're
there's a
protected
website.
by
There's a
him, then I
website
think that
for
they
your
will
city,
submit more
your county, your state,
to more
where
talks
you
and to
can
more
look up every single politician,
allotments.
what they're doing, and you can find out where their votes are and what they're
Yeah, they ignore our
actually
Constitution and our laws,
representing,
absolutely.
because
I mean,
they're
as
going to say certain things.
soon as they
every 2
say,
years,
I
every 4
solemnly
years,
swear, then they
and
just
then
laugh
that
as they
doesn't
walk
happen.
out of the
That is
room and they
very
go, I can't
different.
believe they believe that.
So know who represents you in your district, where you're at, and know what their voting record is.
And I just want to say, tomorrow, 4 p.m. Eastern Time, we're going to have a guest, Timothy Shea. He's really good, used to be big on Facebook. They took his channel down, but he's working with a new group called MAGA Institute. They're vetting all of the candidates coming up in 2020 based on a set of criteria, and he's going to explain that so that there is going to be a website. There is a place where you can look up these guys' records, if they haven't been politicians, what they've supported publicly, and so on. And people need to spread that. You need to get involved at the local level. And on the
I have
state
noticed
level,
that some of
you
the
can take over
Republicans are
your
getting a little more
local
aggressive
community.
towards the Democrats now that they've got lawyers and all their judges being put in place and stuff. They really couldn't do anything because the Democrats owned everything. And now that they're losing their power grip, some of the Republicans are really starting to stand up to them, and I'm glad for that. Especially my representative, Matt Gaetz.
So,
He's
Brad,
been
we got a couple
really
minutes- we got a couple
aggressive,
minutes left.
and
So what's going on with you, brother?
It's good. I'm glad to see it. Even President Trump's tone of voice has changed. He's a lot more blatant and direct.
I missed it. I missed it. I haven't seen that. I've been caught up with this marathon, man. I have not seen
Yeah,
that.
you have, you busy man. Well, here's what's happening. Elizabeth Warren is she's talking about breaking up Facebook, and she's talking about breaking up Amazon, right? Well, think about this. So Biden's done. The whole Ukraine thing, Biden's done.
Yeah, the more rhinos are showing through too. Yeah, that's why we got to watch them. We got to get them voted out. You got to get to identify the people that are going to primary against them, and then you got to support those primary candidates as long as they're good, true conservatives and not psychos. And you got to watch it too, because the Democrats said that they're going to run people as Republicans, and then as soon as they get in there, they're going to change their party, which I think should be illegal. But you got to really pay attention to who's primarying the candidates out there.
He looks like old boy from Star Trek. but I promise you this, I dislike the man a whole lot. He censored me on Facebook and everybody, all of us conservatives. But when I see Zuckerberg go, I'm ready to go to the mat with Elizabeth Warren.
Now he looks like a cool dude, don't he?
Mark Zuckerberg is a putz.
and he's got billions of dollars and a massive media machine at his disposal, man. He can
Interfere with an election, maybe?
Google, Facebook controls more influence than anybody else in the world, I would say.
They swayed as much as 10 million votes in favor of Hillary.
I mean, as many times as I've been thrown in jail on Facebook, I never thought Zuckerberg could completely redeem himself.
No, whoa. He hasn't. No. He's not even close to full redemption, my friend.
I know he's not. I'm giving him more credit than he deserves.
But that is great news. I can't wait to read about that. Once this marathon's over, I can sleep for 3 days, and then we're gonna go read up on some news stories. How about that?
Before y'all, how many more minutes we have left?
We're down to about a minute left, brother. What you got?
I just want to say this to everybody. Everybody, you got change. You got dollar bills around your house.
Yeah, raise his heckles a little bit. I agree.
What in the world can I do when it comes to doing my part?
Your comment was blocked.
Remember, you're more than just a voter.
I didn't see any sign of that it was blocked. I can't see it on YouTube. I'm on StreamYard right now, so I don't see the chat the way you guys see it in YouTube. As long as there was no cuss words or anything, it should have been all right. But also, you can't use the I subbed or I'm subscribing. You can't write that in the chat, or you can't cuss because YouTube will flag the channel for those things. I could get away with a little bit by saying it, but they have an algorithm that reads the chat. So if it sees subscribed, I subscribed, or will subscribe, or subscription, then it'll flag the channel. Also, cuss words will flag the channel. The only way you can get away with it in the chat is if I had it as an adult-only content, but they let me get away with a little bit speaking, but not nearly as much being gotten away with in the chat because of the algorithm. Turkey Leg, good to see you. Welcome. Thanks for coming by.
Thanks a lot, Brad.
Thank you very much, Brad. This is Dustin Gold, producer here at OBC. Listen, folks, I need you to text OBC to 53445. You got to get some.
Yeah, I like rednecks too. Absolutely. Some of the best ingenuity comes from rednecks because they're always thinking.
Wherever you're watching this, whatever channel you're watching on, they agreed to broadcast this. Number two, I need you to text OBC to 53445. That's 53445. And donate to Operation Border Command. You are helping build our infrastructure. You're helping us.
Absolutely, Jack. That's exactly the way it is, because what they're doing is they look for any excuse to shut down a conservative channel. So they rewrite the rules regularly, and this one is not old. It's fairly new. This new rule here about you can't use the word subscribed or I've subscribed or any of that, and you can't cuss in the chat because it'll flag the channel and they can remove the video for it.
And bust into Congressman's office and get these people on the record. And if you want to see this type of stuff happen, this is where it's
all a game to YouTube, and we just, as the players of their game, we have to become more skilled than they are so that we can do things.
And I want to let you know, the simulcast technology that we're pushing this out onto all these different streams, that was funded by you. The new broadcast system.
I try to keep my channel pretty clean. Sometimes I'll drop an S-bomb, but I'm consciously aware of my language when I'm doing this because I'm not in it to offend anybody. I want to be able to have a neutral, welcoming audience that doesn't feel threatened by vocabulary. So I'm very careful how I speak. My goal is to get the word out, not to run people off, for sure.
Show a quick video, take a little commercial break, and then we'll be back with Matt Caldwell of Truth, Not Fiction.
Turkey Leg, I am casting American Joe's show. I can't go live for some reason. My channel is blocked from their multi-live stream, so I'm doing a screen capture. I'm simulcasting American Joe's channel. So you'll have to go to American Joe, and you can put that into the chat. But I think that would be awesome, and I think he'd love to have it. Absolutely.
Constitution established.
Thank you, CLC. I appreciate you.
Now do you understand what's at stake? They're never going to stop, my PNFM patriots.
Jack, yeah,
It's
speaking
time for
code.
America,
Matthew.
wake up.
Matthew's coming up next, folks. Truth,
Soon as
not fiction,
they're
matters.
stop. Keep your head on
Really
the
good
swivel.
guy. I met him in person, had him on my show last
Stay alert,
Thursday.
get educated,
He's
do your own
quite
research.
a good guy. He's a skipper on a
Time to
tugboat
get
too,
mobilized.
so I'm awfully damn jealous about that. But
It's time to
yeah, I like Matthew a lot. He's a good
pay
guy.
attention.
Rex, you are so right. They are. I mean, the Patriots scare the hell out of them because we get the message out. While mainstream media is failing, we are increasing in our followers.
You live on the East Coast and West Coast, by a lake, you know that moisture, mildew, heat, and humidity brings rust.
Oh, yeah.
Folks,
I have that one.
this is the answer. Firearm guards. Unlike your Chinese competitors, firearm guards are made in America by Americans with 100% natural goods. Do not need any
Please.
marketing. You don't have to throw them away every single time. Next, every firearm guard comes with a lifetime warranty. You can't beat that. Check out firearm
Yeah,
guards.
we are blowing up YouTube. YouTube is probably having a cow right about now. How do we shut this down?
If you use our special promo, OBC,
Yeah, I like that, Jack. That's cool.
$14.
I feel all coded and everything. The interesting thing is I can read that.
You see that crappy little.
All right, old reliable. I appreciate you coming by, though, man. You have a great night, and we'll catch you a little later. We'll be going all day tomorrow, all the way till 10 p.m. at night, so you'll get a chance to see me again, I'm sure. But you have a good night.
Today, I have partnered with SecurityAllStar.com. They have the best home security systems in the nation right now. Over 6 million active homes are using them. And not only are they a great security company, they're also a federally licensed firearm dealer, which means, guess what? They run a special deal. You buy any home alarm system with them with Prime monitoring, and you can buy weapons from them, firearms, at dealer cost. Doesn't get any better than that. Visit our great friends over there at Security All Star.
The truth will be heard, you bet. No fear. I do not intimidate.
SecurityAllStar.com.
BorderCommand.com.
Hello, Operation Border Command fans. This is Dustin Gold, the producer over here at Team OBC. I want to point out one of our great American sponsors, RaindropText.com. These guys are phenomenal. It's a conservative company, built by conservatives, for conservatives. When we needed a solution for our text to donate campaign and to send out OBC text alerts, we turned to RaindropText.com, and their vice president, Mike,
Well, my fellow patriots, it's getting close to me actually breaking a live record. I think my longest live stream was an hour and I think an hour and 19 minutes, and didn't mean to do that, but that's the way it works. So I am 10 minutes away from a live stream record for my channel, and you guys are going to be a part of it.
I recommend RaindropText.com. They came on board as a sponsor because they believed in our project.
Thank you, DM.
Maybe they will for YouTube. YouTubers, if you want to get your message out, you need to be using text campaigns. You need to contact RaindropText.com.
Yeah, I'm going to shatter that record. Yeah, you betcha.
I am a Patriot member of the Gun Owners of America, and not only do they sponsor my channel,
Because of me doing a screen share and having to leave my microphone open like this, I won't be able to go all night because you guys would end up hearing my wife snoring. But I'll definitely crank back up in the morning and pretty much go until after we get up and moving. But I'll go back up for a little bit after we do our live spot. But because of me doing screen share this way, I won't be able to just leave the computer on because my microphone will be on also. Good night, History B. God bless you. So glad you got here to say hi.
Right now, me.me/American Joe.
8 seconds until we hear from Matthew. Truth, not fiction, matters.
Hey,
All right, cool, Jack. Appreciate that.
Producer Dustin here. Just want to remind you to text OBC to 53445. Come on, let's get this going. We put this together. Over 40 Patriots got together, volunteered their time, their channels, the simulcasts. Come on and be guests. And we got to get this fundraising on.
Liberty Smith, you are absolutely right.
100%. Go back and watch that. All the technology that we need to go down there and do this right. To kick off this brand new era of true investigative journalism led by combat veterans. So next up is Matt. He was a U.S. Coast Guard veteran, now host of Truth, Not Fiction.
Yeah, I got the afterburner kicked on my coffee pot tonight for sure.
And supports Blue and Gold Star families. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Truth, Not Fiction Matters.
Yay, Matthew! All right.
One of the things that I want to definitely talk about is the Coast Guard's involvement on the border. Besides the fact that, we know that, or everybody, the general public knows that the Coast Guard's out there rescuing people, saving lives, 24/7, helicopters, boats, ships, the whole 9 yards. But what they don't realize,
I appreciate that, Jack.
The Coast Guard is active on our border.
I will not be defeated. I was beat down at the beginning, but then I said, you know what? They're not going to win this battle. So I came up like this.
And I'm glad you mentioned it because, a lot of folks don't think about the United States Coast Guard.
I always think about Coast Guard, brother.
Border. They think about
they are fellow brothers and sisters in arms.
Patrol, but they have small boat units that
Swift
from
boats.
Texas all the way to California that are utilized in conjunction with the liaison effort as far as
never
going
give up,
out
always in the
to
fight. That's why I always end every show with stay in the
areas.
fight, because that's exactly what I
They
intend to do.
team up with the border control
Afterburner coffee, yep.
ATF.
I should start my own brand.
As far as drug interdiction is a big one, and also with search and rescue, in fact. And
I like my coffee beans lightly roasted because I don't want all the flavor cooked out of them.
Be entering
So
this country.
you actually, the lighter you roast your beans, the more caffeine and the better your coffee is.
Between Mexico and the United States.
Right. Yeah, I can. That's the Coast Guard is one of the branches of service that I've always said they don't get the recognition they deserve.
Absolutely. I think it's absurd.
I know what they do. I mean, I've worked with them before. I'm not sure about you, Joe, when you were at Fort Hood, but when I was at Fort Hood in aviation, we did a lot of different.
I worked with the Coast Guard when we were assigned to the seaports in California.
When it came to
good people,
bringing them in our Chinooks and going out and inserting them in certain areas along the Gulf of Mexico between Texas and the border, and and then going out and doing whatever they do. I don't know what they did once we dropped them off, but we get called when we come pick them back up again. We do what's called a wet duck, where we lower the Chinook in the water and they come back up in, and off we go. Did you have any of that experience, Joe, when you were down there at all?
No, I didn't have a chance to work with the Coast Guard, unfortunately. It would have been an honor, actually. I was in air defense. I worked with the armored units mostly. And
yeah,
really,
that's a good idea, Jack. That gives you a good,
honest with you guys,
bold taste of coffee.
The level of involvement the Coast Guard
I appreciate that, Liberty Smith.
With
I'm glad.
Drugs and stuff going across our border, the trafficking going across our border, until very recently. As a matter of fact, a viral video just went viral of some Coast Guardmen jumping on a narco sub
Yeah,
as
that
it's
was a
trying to
rush,
escape
wasn't it?
Their custody and
Jump
beating
right on the
door of
sub.
this hatch open and stopping them.
Get on out of
And
there.
it was incredible to watch.
Yeah, I saw that video today.
Intense.
Yeah, we
So
have-
my hat's off to those guys.
Yes, sir. We
Very cool.
had a joke when that went down. We said they were doing a routine ISI checking for life jackets. But, that happens more than you would think. You know, when I was in the
All
United
right.
States Coast Guard, big
Air
shout
Force
out to those
security
guys.
police,
They
right
were
on.
PPD 44. They're going to be
Yeah, I
watching
dealt with
this.
the,
I got
dealt with the Air Force a
folks
lot too when I was in the
NKC,
military. I pretty much dealt with all of the
we
branches.
called
I
him
was,
RT,
I was
Barry
just part of
West.
the group.
Shout out to you brothers out there. He was my commanding officer. We did a lot with the 110. We did the first time blue and gold, interchanging of fleets between two cutters. One was in theater off of North Carolina guarding the Crystal Coast. And we had the other sister ship, which I was permanently stationed on the Coast Guard cutter Block Island. It was the first time it was done, basically rotating both of the crews. But, you know, gentlemen, I got to tell you, today's Coast Guard is far more advanced than when I was in the late 90s. You've got far more advanced aircraft.
Belinda's going to be joining me here in a few minutes, and when she does, I'll go ahead and open the screen up, and
right in Louisiana.
you'll see the two of us and the screen, and we can have some commentary.
Have replaced the
Should add a little more to it,
They're
but
trailable.
I think we can have some fun.
Go in excess of 40 knots, and that's one of the ones consequently used on
No,
board,
she's going to come on here.
the new MLB inflatable.
When we
Coxswains
go
are-
live,
which
I got to
are
turn
called
this off
vessel
for
operators.
30
in the
minutes
Coast
while we go
Guard.
live.
You know, we
And then I
operated
can come
by
back up.
saying
But she's going
three
to come up
P's
and
and
do
two
commentary with
D's
me.
when I was in the Coast Guard: pride, professionalism, dedication, and discipline. And you know, a lot of times when we left the dock, it wasn't on favorable conditions. You never knew if you were going to come back or not. And I just want to commend both.
Oh,
of you
I've been on a lot of those missions.
standing up for law enforcement and also for the military, because I don't think they get enough
Well,
credit.
thank you too, Benny.
These
God
folks go
bless.
out of the door every day, put it on the line, and they're never guaranteed to come home in all facets. And also, we need to stand up more for our vets, including Coast Guard vets. I just went to the VA just the other day to visit folk, and you also have vets from those services that you guys were a part of. And I've got to tell you, this border command operation that you have going on has been needed for a long time. And I just appreciate both of you doing it. And I'm here to support any way I can.
Thank you, man.
I appreciate you, Matt.
Yes, folks, I am here. I am flagged up and I'm ready to go. Belinda will be here in just a few minutes. The link is up for her to join the chat.
What's happening?
We'll give a
along
little
the border.
commentary.
What can you share with our?
We won't interrupt that much, though. I want to hear what people have to
you know,
say.
your things that you looked into, and you know, law enforcement stuff. We're talking about drug trafficking. We're talking about sex trafficking and so forth. What can you share with us, Matt?
Well, I got to tell you, the gentleman that founded Craig Sawman Sawyer, big shout out to him, Vets for Child Rescue. They went out to the border, and my colleague and friend Matt Couch actually talked to them. And you guys are going to see some of this. And let me just set the record straight, because I had a comment on my channel
Yeah, sack bases.
the
Yeah.
other day, and
I
I'm
dealt with
kind of
them.
like you, Doug. I don't hold anything back.
Yeah, it was.
Folks, if
I was
you
involved
think
in a lot of that stuff,
Douglas Ducote,
running
a
the
veteran
dark
friend of
secrets
mine
back and
now,
forth.
and Joe, he's a law enforcement veteran
Well, thank you, Jack.
and
Appreciate that.
ex-military, decorated veteran from the Middle East. So is Joe. If you think these folks, this team, is going to the border to have a vacation, you need to have a compass check. This
Absolutely.
is no vacation.
rectal compass
And to
check.
add to what Mr. Ducote, I'll finally answer the question, but there's drug trafficking, there's child sex trafficking, trafficking of children. Tell you this on the MSM meeting, along with other things, but I can tell you what Saul Mann's team saw would horrify you with the scenes that they saw with the rape trees, with the cartel members selling children, returning them back to Mexico.
There
to
is
be
no
utilized
punishment
for other
that
families
would
coming
nearly
in, all the way to the
good enough
sanctuary cities.
for somebody who does hurtful
Folks,
things to a
it
child.
needs to be stopped.
None.
And I'm just glad that these two friends of mine, these veterans,
Rex, that is really cool.
are man enough to go out to the border to bring it all to you folks, what's really going on. But make no mistake, I have to say it, Doug and Joe, it's not a vacation. It's a mission.
No, this mission to the border will be dangerous. They got Republicans against them. They got Democrats against them. They got a cartel. They got local leaders.
I was interested to
I mean,
find out how,
there's
what
going to
the
be,
Coast Guard
it's
covered.
going to
And
be a dangerous
just found a
venture.
very recent article, NBC of all places, that reported the Coast Guard just seized 260,000 pounds of cocaine. This fiscal year, 460,000 pounds of cocaine.
Yeah, they've seized that much, but how much got
off of
through?
Vessels that they capture floating freely in the ocean. It is unbelievable the danger that these people selves in every single day. Not just being out on the sea, which in and of itself is a dangerous thing, but putting yourself up with cartel business on the sea and doing everything you can do every day of your life to stop those
Cat checking
cartel members from bringing those drugs and bringing those people. My hats are off to them, man. My hats are off to you, Matt, for being a Coast Guardsman, and I'm just proud to call you friend. I really want to raise awareness of what the Coast Guard do. Like Doug said, it's a very it's an arm.
You got to count the rivets, yeah.
Branch
You don't want to be short of those.
that just goes unnoticed.
Anybody notice this wing flapping over here? Is there something missing?
Exactly right. We're
I
made
hear
fun
about the
of by
bus
the Marines.
that had
They only call us
715,000
when they see it.
to Mexico.
That's when they
The
do.
$1.9 million bus. I did not hear that, California critic. You know that a lot of stuff gets suppressed, but I just have not heard that.
I had
715,000 was it? Was there cash?
You might recall. And I spent about 4 days down on the border.
$1.9 million
And
bus. So
just
what is the
along way,
715,000
it was
part
just-
heading to
I knew
Mexico?
at that point that, if what I was seeing just in Brownsville, Texas area, a small section of the border was happening, what is happening, the rest of the 2,000 miles? It was a huge eye-opener, what I experienced down there. And then, putting this together.
Yeah, thank you. It's actually mine too. I love my Patriot shirts.
Reality.
So far, I only have 4 of them, and I don't like to wear them out because I don't want to risk getting them stained or anything. So I usually just wear them for the shows. But yeah, I like these a lot. They are some expensive damn things, though. It's just something. I guess they figure if they make them really expensive, people won't buy anything with American flag on them. So it's really stupid.
In the line of fire, we're going to be.
I'll get more eventually. They're $40 a pop, so kind of have to do them when I can. I like this one, but I also have one with the Constitution on it, and then it's got small flags, so I like that one a bit too.
I both are very passionate about. I know you are too, Matt. That we've got one set of politicians that are telling us their facts, and then we got the other set telling us their facts.
Oh, the alternative
There's only
facts.
one set of facts, and from what I experienced when I was
All
down
cash
there,
in 5,
one of the
10s, 20s,
things
and
that
50s, and 100s,
was brought
mostly
up
20s.
many times by the members of law enforcement
Yeah,
was,
that's
why don't these Democrats come
crazy.
down here and let us show them what's happening? Instead, they stop at the detention centers, and that's as far as they go. And then they complain and lie about that. So, but
yeah, I didn't hear anything about that, but I'm just not surprised even a little bit.
expose all of that. And it's people like you that help get the message out there and help us.
Yeah,
to
that's true,
let the
CLC.
people know that this is a very important thing.
I'll have
right?
more, but
President Trump can't do this.
one or two at a time at the
And
most
even if it
when I
wasn't president,
save up a little bit and I can grab
it could
them.
be any of the presidents before, okay, or any to come in the future. This border has to be secured. Regardless
Now,
if
I
it's
hope
the
they do something
Democrat
creative to that
White
person,
House
California
or
Critic,
the
because
Republican running the White
I'm
House.
betting that was probably
We all
kidnapping
agree,
and trying to get them into the
especially
child
members of law
trafficking,
enforcement,
sex trade.
veterans, and military
I hope they get creative with their
seeing it
punishment.
firsthand,
Because
and
that
aware
stuff's
of
got to
what's
stop.
happening, that we've got to do better, and to do that, we take this trip
Yeah,
and go out.
when I
and
do
bring
wash
it back
these,
to the
they
people
go in
to show
a gentle
you
cycle and they get
what
washed by
is
themselves and then they
actually
get hung to dry. I don't throw them in the
So,
dryer.
thanks so much
Make sure
for
they're
that,
nice
Matt.
and
I appreciate
pleated and
the
clean
fact
before I hang
that, you know,
them
that you're
and then
sharing
let them dry.
this, and that you're coming on the program to do this with us. It is just.
I wish I could do more. I mean,
Yeah, it's amazing.
you know,
It is
I wish I could be
amazing.
there
Was
with
not
you.
reported.
Just due to my career, my job, that I have to, you know, perform. I can't. But you know,
Right.
to sum up what you just said, it's really simple. I mean,
Did I mention
wouldn't
I'm
leave
jealous of
your
his job?
home unlocked
He's a
and let
tugboat captain.
just anybody come in, would you?
I want to
No.
be a tugboat
You know,
captain.
you have a fence. Some have bigger fences than others on their
Yeah, that's right,
properties.
CLC. But it's time for
You
that to
wouldn't
change.
just
Absolutely.
home unguarded without a fence, not separating your properties, would you? But the left would make you seem or think that you should. The same left that doesn't want you to have the Second Amendment rights, and they're not a privilege, folks. It's a right by the founding fathers. But they want you to think otherwise, just like they don't want you to see what's really going on down on the southern border. Well, the big question is the reasoning why Mr. Ducote and American Joe are going. We want to know why. Why is that? Joe, come on in here. I mean, you've asked that. How many videos have you done asking that question? Why do you choose to not tell the American people what the real reason is that we don't have it secured? Have you got that answer yet?
Oh yeah, Liberty Smith. I did see that. He's not mincing his words now. He's got his judges in place, and I think there's a little more freedom of expression, as you might say. And he's starting to get more aggressive in his language and in his tone.
You know, and we're talking both parties, Matt. That's the thing that's so sad about this.
I've been saying it from the very beginning. Both parties.
Just spinning stories about what's happening. And
they sit around the same toilet. They just use different spoons.
If we expose this and we show it, then there's nowhere else for them to hide. You know, video doesn't lie. And, you know, so one of the things we're doing, I'm not sure if you heard this, Matt, was not only are we making a documentary about this entire thing to launch at CPAC, but we're going to be live.
California Critic, I believe that. I mean, just imagine how many of them get by and don't get caught.
And see what
it's so disgusting.
And actually, you know, see what be witness to the hardcore facts of what's happening on that border.
Yeah, Liberty Smith, I like the fact that he wants to have Adam Schiff finally looked into for treason.
Anyone.
I mean, it's about time.
Oh, well, you know, they made that up, or that didn't happen, or we don't have this, you know, drugs coming through, or sex trafficking, or what have you, because we just brought it to you. We brought it to you live, we brought it to you in a documentary.
Well, not only that, Doug, you've got members of the United States Border Control being shot at by cartel members. I've had folks
That is why I can't wear a badge,
tell me this,
because if I was on the border and a bullet came across
They
from
don't
the
want
other
you to
side,
know that.
they'd be getting a couple
They
back.
don't want you to know half of the stuff that goes on at the border. In fact, I've got a couple of folks that I know personally that were in the United States Coast Guard now working on the border. It's like a war zone on that border between Mexico and this country towards California, folks.
May God protect
war
them
zone.
on this mission, because it's going to be dangerous.
Hats off to both of you gentlemen, man. If I can get some time to break free, I'm going to be heading that way, brother.
Well, I was going to ask you,
definitely
Matt,
like to be standing.
I was going to ask you, Matt, what do you have going on in your neck of the woods?
As far as
Piloting his tugboat.
my
Phooey.
What's going on with you and your channel? The people you know, the people you connect with on bases, the Patriots that you communicate with every day. What are you guys? What's going on with you guys? I saw a video you put up not long ago, addressing other people on your channel about some of your thoughts on where this country may or may not be going. But how's your audience feeling?
CLC, that's a good idea.
How they communicate.
To be honest with you, Joe, they're frustrated. The president's doing all he can do, but he just can't catch a break. Joe, he just can't.
Yeah, they
catch
block
a break.
him at every
No matter
turn.
what he does, you've got. We've heard about these high-profile arrests. I just heard.
Lioness, welcome. Glad you're here. Thanks for coming.
Shout out to Mike with the Patriot Hour.
Michael, Patriot Hour, yes, sir.
On the other night with a new guest debuting a book. He also too worked in the Coast Guard, Dr. Greg Ford.
Oh, cat's back.
Now, some of the information that he unloaded kind of was astounding, but this
California critic, that's right. Absolutely.
For a very long time. We've got endless war. We've got a lot of debt. We've got a lot of, as Doug talks about as well, we have a lot of gold and blue families, including Red Star firemen families.
Yeah, that's getting out of hand.
2016, there was no other option to me but to vote for Donald J. Trump. And now you're seeing them spin this Biden story. Are you kidding me? If you allow me, I'm glad you asked that question, but you might regret it later on. You got Joe Biden, folks, from 2006, getting sweetheart deals for his son. And believe me, we talked about it in another podcast the other night. Ukraine is bigger than they will ever want you to know about.
Yep.
So let me get this straight.
The man speaketh
We
the
smashed
truth.
phones in 2016 with the Hillary Rodham Clinton campaign, right? Correct me if I'm wrong. We burned servers in the IT guy's house that he's renting. Are you listening, Democrats? Because I want to get this straight. Help me understand this. So now the president's actually doing his job.
Okay, California critic, I'll see you when you get back. Glad you came by.
And now you want to impeach him. I don't know about you guys and all the folks that are listening right now.
Yeah, the corruption's ridiculous.
But I got to call malarkey.
The wall is coming. I wish they could just snap their finger and be done, but it's just not that way.
I mean,
it's
what,
bad
are you
enough
kidding me?
we're dealing with the southern border. Imagine if we bordered Ukraine. Okay, or bordered Russia, for that matter. Anyhow, hey, look, thank you so much, Matt, for coming.
Liberty Smith, I just hope that's the case.
We appreciate it very
Absolutely.
much, and everything you're doing. Tell us.
It is
how
so
everybody can
past
do that.
time to get these criminals out of our government.
You can go to YouTube, Truth Not Fiction Matters. Also, The website, same name, just .com is the easiest
Well,
way.
boys and girls, in a
to
second
find
here, when
I've
Mr.
got
Matthew is
couple other
done,
platforms,
we'll be in a break.
podcast on Mixer. All
And
that's
speaking
on
of
the
breaks,
website.
I've
It's,
been
Truth
working on the coffee, and I
Not
will have to
Fiction
go let some of it go. So
Max.com.
when we
And
get
that's what
done
I
with
try to do.
Matthew
Same
here, I'm going to
both
be
of you gentlemen.
taking my own break for a
Does
second.
matter.
Exactly.
And
But don't y'all
I'm
go
so
nowhere.
glad to be affiliated friends with both of you. I hope to meet both of you real soon, and just appreciate what you guys are doing. And I'm behind you 110%.
The only one I haven't met in person is American Joe, but I look forward to that day sometime soon.
Really quick. Whoever this guy was on your channel about the vacation thing, right? I had the same thing on my channel, a very specific clown showing up talking nonsense about a vacation. Okay, people to know, man. I gotta take my wife to a special place for 20 days because I'm not gonna leave her alone in my home while I'm on this border trip, because I don't know who's gonna be trying to go find where I live while I'm on this border trip.
There are some crazy people out here.
In the world who think we're doing this for a vacation.
Yeah.
Shut the hell up. It's ridiculous. And none of my family doesn't want to have anything to do with it. They want me to do what I do, but they're not interested in all the garbage that goes along with this. But that's the sacrifice, man. We have to get the truth out. So any clowns out there, you want to keep talking that nonsense on my channel, you're gone. And apparently these guys are all over the place talking this kind of garbage. So that's all I wanted to add.
Yeah,
Well, it's easy to talk behind a keyboard. Doug, it's easy to talk and be a keyboard ninja. But I guarantee you,
Yeah, keyboard warrior. They're going to pop a caps lock in your ass.
I guarantee you, Joe, none of them will have the courage to say it to either one of you's face in person. Because I've met Doug.
Damn skipping.
He's the human version of Shrek. He is a huge guy. I'm on his TikTok.
Good. Right on, Matthew. The not so green Shrek.
While we're down there, hey, give me a shout out. Coming
Yes, sir.
Douglas is a big man. He's large.
You,
That's beautiful. I love it.
That's hilarious.
All right, y'all. Break time. Got to go let one go. I'll see you guys in just a few minutes when we come right back up. Who do we have coming up next? I am not sure. Be back in a minute.
understand Mike more. I love that flag behind you, by the way. That's a beautiful piece of art.
Yeah.
Oh, thanks a lot.
Okay.
It's,
Sorry, I had to mute the mic for a minute, but
True Pundit
we're back.
Kids got us home here after the first year. We made it. You have to say we made
Okay.
it.
Sound is good
We
now?
stayed alive for a year, so they're like, you know what, we'll get the old man a flag. In case this whole thing collapses, they'll still have the flag. It's
That's
kinda
nice.
funny, but
My kids
Yeah.
got me an unflushed toilet for Christmas.
Human version of Shrek, yep.
well, you know, you got to start somewhere. You got to build up from there. Depends on their age. If they're in their 20s and they're still doing that, it's probably an issue. But the younger guys, sometimes we forget to, take care. But I hope you're able to put some funds together for this border trek. I'm looking forward to promoting it when you guys have your guys on the ground down there, when you have your boots on the ground, because nobody knows what the hell is going on down there. You hear this, that, and the other thing in the news. You hear some things going on.
Yeah, if you hear it in the news, you can bet it's
maybe
fake.
I'm very inquisitive type. I want to know what is really happening, and the only way to do that is to get some honest people down there that really know axe to grind, story to spin, and let the cameras roll. Am I right?
Yeah, well, that's the whole thing. I've been following border issues, got involved in the legal immigration issues back in 2006. So when I met Douglas Ducote about 6 months ago, started working with him on his show, and then he said, "God, I got to go down and see the border by myself." So he set up a few-day excursion with a couple of militia guys, 3%ers that he knew that were former military, they're veterans, went down there, took a look at it himself, and he said, "I saw some horrifying things. We've got to go down there for the whole 2,000 miles, 20 days." And that's what we're putting together. And as I keep telling the audience, to do this the right way, to go down there and embed ourselves in some of these groups that involves a lot of streaming technology, satellite technology, camera equipment. We need security. We are going into cartel areas. I mean, we're willing to risk our lives to get back to old school investigative journalism. And I know you've got a lot of great sources. I know you want to promote this and stream it. You're also invited to come down for a couple days if you want to see it firsthand. But tell
I'm not
people,
going anywhere near that place.
Oh, come on, Mike, give me a break. Come on. No. So let me ask you, because I was getting...
Welcome back, DM.
You were on a tear.
I know you're running laps, but you rock. I hope everybody appreciates you as much as you're worth. Okay, cool. Audio's good. Yeah, I had to mute the mic for a minute because I was gonna be clanging around while I was getting taking my break a minute. So I just turned it down while the commercial was on.
And sometimes I get a little fired up because one of the reasons I agreed to do this, your show here, is because I like what you've been saying. I like the guys.
Cat keeps coming to check in, make sure the stream is going right. Ladies and gentlemen, we are at 1 hour and 45 minutes. I believe that makes this an all-time record for my live streams, and it's just going to keep adding. My longest live stream was an hour and 19 minutes, I believe, so we have just buried it. Y'all are a part of that, so that's a big deal for tonight, too.
There's a lot of people taking advantage of other folks out there. It usually has to do with money. Now, I signed on to this because I would like to help out any way we can, because I'd like to find out I'd like to find out what's going on the border. And I've been down to Juarez, I've been down to places like that, El Paso, Intel Center, and then
DM, if you get a chance when you go back over there to see American Joe, just can you just wave a hand for me and let him know that I am screen sharing his cast on my channel, since I couldn't go live with the rest of the group.
I think it's a good cause because we need some eyes on what's going on down there, because there's so much disinformation. It's hard to sort through.
Yeah, it definitely is. And I think your point is correct. Number one, back in 06, 08, when I was involved with this issue, I would hear lots of news reports back then.
Thumbs up. Right on.
CNN. Every night he was basically the guy reporting on the border. This is before CNN became what it has today. And you were hearing about cartels chopping heads off and putting them on spikes on the border. And you don't get that kind of reporting now. The other thing where I think you're right is especially in the last couple of years. I was really excited when Trump ran, and I saw a lot of people, including yourself, reach into their entrepreneurial spirit, launch conservative-leaning social media platforms, social media, putting out content, and that really excited me. But now I'm
Oh, here we go with glitches.
certain ones are controlled.
Nope,
There's a lot
I'm
of
back.
people we contacted to be part of this stream. There's even construction companies that have multi-billion-dollar contracts on the border that we said, hey, why don't you put 100,000 in this? It's going to benefit you. You're going to look like a hero. You're the guy building the wall. And then on top of it, why would you not want this out there? Because it pushes the American people to want the wall. So it's very strange what's going on. But, you know, back in 06, I saw the same thing. Certain people want open borders.
Right on.
That's part of what
Appreciate that, Benny.
when we are down there. I wanted to ask you,
Your support, you guys, is just awesome. I mean, I wish I could be a part of the bigger picture, but this is the only way I can do it. And the fact you guys are coming to hang out with me is just, you know, it's humbling. I'm honored. I appreciate every single one of you.
Disappeared as the coup just disappeared, or do you think we will ever see indictments of any of these major players?
We have to see indictments. Either that or patriots may end up losing patience.
And I think it's very dangerous grounds for Trump and his White House if something doesn't happen. Back in the Roman days, you call, let's throw the crowd some red meat. Coliseum, right? Well, we want some red meat, damn it. But in all seriousness, the barometer of this would be Andrew McCabe. He's not indicted for something. Geez, the laundry list is fairly massive. One of the things you could pick from, cherry pick, as far as getting an indictment or a multi-count indictment to stick. If he walks away, then I think it's all smoke and mirrors.
I agree with that. The thing is, I think that there needs to be a little bit bigger fish.
Yeah, I mean, for the audience out there, and I don't want to go too crazy on this stuff, but I told people on day
I don't
one,
consider throwing a little red meat to be little small guys, even though Comey is not really that small, but I think some much bigger fish need to be thrown out there. 12B Georgia, good to see you. Welcome. I hope you're being pleasantly offended tonight. We wouldn't want to have it any other way for you.
Considering you kind of covered for it for a while, but your experience in there, do you think this is corruption that's spread far and wide? Does it go up to the New World Order, or is this a group of
goes all the way up to the black nobility? But that's a different video.
John Brennan, former head of the CIA, who put this together because they wanted Hillary Clinton to win, or do you think this goes much deeper and further than all?
I think these guys are very dangerous. I think they've been doing this for decades. The baton has been passed from many cases in families from generation to generation.
You're quite welcome.
Intel. I think that people who try to blow the whistle on it get their lives ruined. I think they get their families ruined. And I think this goes pretty deep. Now, you have to give Trump some credit because I probably wouldn't be able to realize that without his presidency, because so many of them now have united, so to speak, to try to take him down. We saw that they tried to take him down even before he was elected, and then we saw with Russiagate they tried to take him down there.
Yeah, you guys hear about the GOP representatives that freaked out when Donald Trump said that if they do this coup or impeachment, that it could put this country into a civil war type posture. They're freaking out because he retweeted that from a preacher. That just shows you that the GOP is not always our friend. There's a lot of rhinos and there's a lot of deep state involved with them too.
You see all the hallmarks of this being an operation. They're trying to get him into a subpoena trap now since the whistleblower thing's kind of falling apart. So now the subpoenas are starting to fly to him and his cabinet.
Yeah, TNFM. Matthew's a good guy.
Work a subpoena trap. Maybe they
I like him.
turn that into a perjury trap and start picking off cabinet.
Yeah, rhinos. Absolutely. It's rhinos, but it's also just absolute liberals that are parading as Republicans.
But the fact that they can drill that into people's
Look at Mitt Romney. He's liberal. There's nothing about him nor any of his thinking that falls under the conservative profile.
The defense attorney doesn't try. They can say a lot of crazy things, and the judge always excoriates them and say, strike that, or you've been warned, counsel, objection, that kind of thing. But if they keep getting these crazy statements into the jury, it does plant the seeds of reasonable doubt when the jury convenes privately and say, yeah, what about this? This guy sounds like a real deadbeat.
Harmony, welcome. Good to see you. Glad you came over to wave a hand.
Well, and technically, the CIA is not supposed to be operating on U.S. soil, but when they said that was a CIA agent who was in and out of the White House.
Yeah, the CIA is not our friend. They were organized for the purpose of doing black budget operations underneath the reach of our oversight committees. That wasn't a mistake.
Gift that President Donald Trump gave this country. It could be the greatest gift or the greatest nightmare. Was that he lifted the veil on treason, sedition, criminality, and corruption. And yes, now all the rats are out on TV, all supporting each other. They're a team. You never used to hear about guys.
Hey, DM, I see your sister over on American Joe. Look at that. Boy, you guys look so much alike, even your dogs.
If we don't see indictments of top-level people, then my fear is that all we've done is normalize treason, sedition, criminality, and corruption. We've basically said, yep, we have a two-tier justice system, and my fear is that patriots are going to start to accept that we live in a banana republic and that the constitutional republic is dead. And it's the same kind of thing now with the border. Like you said, there's mixed.
Yeah, Romney he's trash. I saw through him when he did that fake run for the presidency. He didn't have any intention of winning. He was just there to put a figurehead in to help Obama with his second term. Prove me wrong.
Signaling that we are going to have open borders and no sovereignty. The same way if we don't get indictments, it's signaling that this criminality is okay.
Well, those are all incredible points you expect, and they're all, unfortunately, 100% valid.
So sick of rhinos, absolutely, me too.
You said that corruption is going to be accepted as kind of a normalcy or normalized. Not only that, Dustin, it's being rewarded. When you can go on GoFundMe, you can raise $400,000, $500,000, $600,000. This whistleblower has already raised $250,000 on this.
Yeah, I didn't know where to go. Benny, I just didn't know how to vote in that last one. I knew we were screwed either way. I pretty much saw through Romney from the very beginning, so I couldn't vote in that election, and that's pretty sad because I just knew there was just no chance either way. Colleen, welcome. I'm so glad to see you. It's nice to have you guys come by and wave a hand. I appreciate that. Believe me, I know you guys have a choice of a whole lot of channels, and you come over here to see me, and that's really cool.
Next year, Andrew McCabe raised over $500,000. Now, my question is that?
Yeah, Obama just about took us out. If Hillary would have gotten in, she would have finished the 16-year plan, and the United States would have no longer existed.
There's a reason why we chose not to use it. A money laundering operation.
I'm waiting on Belinda to join me. She's going to come on for a little bit before we go live on the main stream. But when we do that, I will be ending this stream because I'm doing the screen share. I won't be able to do both. So when I get ready to go live, about 30 minutes before, I'll be ending my live stream. And then after we're done going live, I'll probably come back up for a little while. But just see how everything goes. We are almost at 2 hours of the live stream, folks. We are absolutely destroying my all-time record of 1 hour and 19 minutes. It's pretty cool. Even the cat agrees with me. And yes, folks, I have my security cat with me, so I cannot be harmed.
Other Republicans are always on the hot seat because, like I said, this is being run like an intel operation. All these things, whether it's the collusion or now whether it's this whistleblower, these are all operations. He used to take part in organizing.
So let me ask you this though, long term, as someone who's worked in the
Pete already did go on. Yes, Colleen. Sorry. He was on a couple hour ago.
Or do they have to be
Yeah.
careful? I mean, in the case of the CIA,
Feel the afterburner working. Yeah, right. You found the afterburner coffee. Right.
Agency that delivered intelligence directly to the president. You know, we've seen that what that's thrown into. The FBI, as terrorist corrupt as they are, can they be reformed, or do they have to be padlocked and rebuilt from the ground up? If you were in charge, what would you do?
Well, I'm sure I would know a lot more than I do now. I mean, we've done pretty good breaking stories on the FBI being a small group, small organization, but we have really good sources. But I think the FBI is gone. I don't think it can come back in any form. And I think that I don't know the answers, right? But the answer is not to keep going. Look, they brought Ray in. They said, "Oh, he's going to reform the FBI."
Yeah, I only recently became a Republican because in Florida you can't vote in primaries if you're not a Republican or a Democrat, which is really stupid, and I think it needs to change. I've always been an independent because party affiliation is, in my opinion, is part of what divides the country. And unfortunately, I've known for many, many years that there are a lot of Republicans that play the same games as the Democrats, and they all kind of work together. But we're starting to see the ones that really care now, and I hope the other ones get primaried and lose their primaries to somebody who gives a damn, and then maybe we'll end up with a decent Republican Party in the next go-around.
One scandal after another scandal after another scandal that, if and when they become public, will continue to create massive problems in the United States with the way that we trust the government. Okay? We're supposed to
Yes, Benny, you are so right. If you listen, he will guide you.
When they become a criminal cartel operating against the Constitution, and
instinct also helps.
Yeah, I mean, right now, to me, it appears you have guys with FBI badges and congressional pins that are actually organized crime mafia. So my big question is, now that the cat is out of the bag and the genie's out of the bottle, I don't think you ever get it back in.
Yeah, now you got to try to stuff the cat back in the genie bottle. That's a good trick.
I tell people all the time, you cannot be dependent on Donald Trump. Donald Trump could fall down the stairs.
Yeah, the Rhino checklist. Yeah, you got to pay real close attention because the Democrats have already said they're going to run Republicans. They're going to be Democrats, but they're going to run as Republicans, and then when they get into office, they're going to change parties. I think that should be immediately squelched. I think if you are running as somebody, you can't change parties once you get in there. I think that's totally wrong. Or they should have to give up their seat and rerun in order to change party.
You're talking about national security, which they're both intertwined, but you're talking about all these issues, and there's so much confusion and there's so much friction, and nobody really knows what's going on. This is how it often is when you're living in historic times. You just don't get to realize it as things are unfolding. But if you look at it through the prism of world history, you understand that so much unrest means that you're in historic times, and that means that things.
I see Dangerous Freedom over there hanging out with American Joe. It's cool.
If you go completely off the rails, it can be reined back in, and that's kind of the
Len's over there.
war that we're involved
Fred,
in.
I see him lurking.
Anything is possible, and you see that every day too with the way the news unfolds. I mean, it's complete chaos one day, and then it's quiet, and then a couple days later, it's more chaos. And
Rex, I agree. A constitutional patriot. That is my party, American Constitutional Patriot. American War Horse. Manny, good to see you, brother. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Glad you jumped over here to say hey.
Let me ask you, because I'm seeing it blowing in the chat here. A bunch of people are asking, and they want to know your opinion because of your background.
Liberty Smith, you're right. It's fraudulent.
These guys are trying to stop Trump so, working with all the effort to do this, and over and
Yeah.
over, like you said, you've got Russia.
Easier to defeat when you divide the strength. When we all come together, that's going to be the biggest problem the government's ever going to see.
He was really a threat to the corrupt element of the system. What do you think it is that they fear so much about Donald Trump?
He's exposing them.
They didn't like Bush. They didn't like George Bush, but they didn't fear him because he's not really that
It's
much
because
different
Cheney was in charge.
philosophically from what they are, right? So the Bushes are basically kind of Democrats light, so to speak. And, when you look at the history of it and how they work, I look for the Bush White House, so I have different insights into it. And then Trump comes in, he's an outsider. He hasn't paid his dues. He doesn't know how to work. So he becomes an immediate threat. And I think what you see with a lot of these people are probably scurrying for their lives. They're like trapped animals in the form. And they're lashing out, and they're worried about things they've done in the past. Don't forget, Trump has access to most of that stuff now. A lot of other intelligence and maybe other people.
I go live in 2 hours.
To stay quiet. He doesn't owe anybody anything.
Manny, American Warhorse gets the witching hour. Can't think of a better person to fend off the witches, though.
The corruption.
The spirit is strong with this one.
Any night at 3 o'clock.
Renee, welcome. Good to see you. Thanks for coming by. All right, Manny. Appreciate you coming by, brother. Really do.
Not only that, I might have serious
I'll be watching for you tonight, so.
legal problems with some of these things, so might be going to jail. So yeah, I think
I got this. This is the only way I can go live. I couldn't participate in the group live thing, the simulcast, but mine's the only channel that said blocked or on hold or whatever. So the only way I can go live is to do this screen share, but I'm going to do it. So I just want to be able to do my part. Your Trump supporting congressman resigned today. Well, what for?
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Have a good one, my man.
Have a good night. All right, everybody. That was Mike Moore from
Another great speaker, folks. Another one coming up.
Him for showing up. We're waiting. Oh, we got our next guest lined up. So let me go to a quick commercial break to get that set up for him. And we will be right back with Brad Stats from Security All-Star. Remember,
All right, be safe. And we'll see you in a few hours.
Operation Border Command to expose the lies that Washington, D.C. doesn't want you to know and to bring you the unfiltered truth.
Exposing border truth.
BorderCommand.com. Hello, American patriots. You want to protect your guns and ammo from moisture, mildew, also depression in the air in your gun or ammo safe? If you live on the South, or you live on the East Coast, West Coast,
Gulf Coast.
you know that moisture and mildew, heat and humidity bring rust. Rust and weapons don't mix. Folks, this is the answer. Firearm guards. Unlike their Chinese competitors, firearm guards are made in America by Americans with 100% natural drying agents. No harmful chemicals. You do not need to be recharging them. You don't have to throw them away every few months. Heck, every firearm guard comes with a lifetime warranty. You can't beat that. Check out Firearm Guards for yourself. It's a family-owned, family-run company. Go to www.firearmguards.com.
And if you use our special promo, OBC, at checkout, you're going to get free shipping for $14.95. You can try out their second amendment product, which is absolutely incredible.
BorderCommand.com.
From the see that crappy little...
Back from the kitchen with a hot Folger coffee and pumpkin spice. Yes, sir. 'Tis the season. Break out the pumpkin spice.
Into my house and took nearly everything. They just got about 45 minutes.
Pumpkin seasoning starts getting into everything this time of
I
year.
have partnered with securityallstar.com. They have the best home security systems in the nation right now. Over 6 million active homes are using them. And not only are they a great security company, they're also a federally licensed firearm dealer, which means guess what? They run a special deal.
Yeah, Colleen, we don't see anything fall like for another probably till the end of the month. We pretty much skip fall here in the Panhandle of Florida. We go from 90s, and then all of a sudden you wake up one morning and it's in the 20s, and that's just like all of a sudden. So we pretty much have 2 seasons here. We go straight from summer to winter, and then we blink our eyes and we're back to summer again. The only difference is we do get a little extra green during the spring,
Hello,
but
Operation Border Command
it's
fans. This is
definitely
Justin Miller,
hot.
the producer over here at Team OBC. I want to point out one of our great American sponsors, RaindropText.com. These guys are phenomenal. It's a conservative company, built by conservatives, for conservatives. When we need a solution for our text to donate campaign and to send out OBC text alerts, we turned to RaindropText.com, and their vice president, Mike Brown, is phenomenal. He got on a call with me right away, showed me the platform, helped me set it up. And listen, all of our simulcast partners and all you YouTubers out there, you need to get your message out because social media giants are censoring you like never before. Email blasting.
Liberty Smith, you have a great night. God bless. We'll see you tomorrow sometime. We'll be out here, so come back and see us. Get some good sleep. We'll see you then.
They came on board as a sponsor because they believe
1 minute and 20 seconds till our next guest, folks. It's just cycling along, one creator after another.
You need to contact RaindropText.com.
Some of the best patriots on YouTube join this movement.
Patriots, American Joe here. How you doing? I don't just wear the GOA gear. I am a Patriot member of the Gun Owners of America. And not only do they sponsor my channel, they have also sponsored OBC, Operation Border Command. So if you go right now to gunowners.me/American Joe, you're going to find a page where you can get an annual membership in the Gun Owners of America for just $15.
30 seconds till our next guest appears.
Gun Owners of America, they don't back down. They're out there every day fighting the good fight.
Needs a windsock on that microphone.
Rights. Get over there right now. Gunowners.me. M-E.
They do help.
American Joe.
Exposing border truth. Operation Border Command.
BorderCommand.com.
All right, for all the people that are going to sleep, just make sure you come back tomorrow. We got guests going on all day, through the whole day, and into tomorrow night.
Yeah, it would have been good sailing weather here today, too. We had a little bit of a breeze. It would have been nice.
From Arizona Border Recon, he's been at the border for 10 years, running operations. In the final hour, you got to be there to be able to win the raffle prizes from our great sponsors that you just heard from. So, ladies and gentlemen, next up is Brad Staff. He's the co-founder and managing partner of SecurityAllStar.com, the only security company in America that supports the Second Amendment. Very important right now. So, Security All-Star has been serving America for almost 2 decades, and they are one of our generous sponsors for this 24-hour broadcast. Please welcome Brad Staff, and don't forget, text OBC to 53445.
Yeah,
What is
almost the
going
season.
on, my friend Brad? How you doing, brother?
So you're going to find out who really likes you coming up pretty soon, aren't you? After 11 o'clock hour Eastern time, people go, man, I want to watch that show. Can I stay up for another hour?
I've still got 81 people going strong over on the American Joe Show channel. They are.
Don't forget about me, American Joe. I got a few over here for you, too.
I do want to make a quick announcement, guys, before we get started, Brad. A real quick announcement. Right before the show started, literally minutes before we got the marathon underway, we were able to get a deal together with patriotmobile.com. They are supporting OBC. You're not going to see the graphics and the promos because we just didn't have the time to get it together. But here's the deal. If you guys switch over to Patriot Mobile, you can waive your action fees on 2 lines if you use the code OBC, Operation Border Commands. OBC over there at patriotmobile.com. They are a conservative patriot company. They support your First and Second Amendment rights. They are pro-life, and they support religious freedom, and a portion of your bill every month goes towards those conservative efforts. So switch over to Patriot Mobile and support conservative values. And Brad, I also want to say one more quick thing. We've had 221 patriots so far contribute $10,269, which is absolutely amazing. That many people came together. We have a long way to go in a short time.
Knights Armory, Big Jim, welcome, brother. So glad you came by to say hi, man. Appreciate that.
Wherever you're watching from, to dig in and give as much as you can. Help us reach this goal. Brad,
yeah, you really caught that, did you?
Met you.
It's because I'm camouflaged in my flag shirt, surrounded by all my flags. You didn't see me. It's an Army thing. I'm good at being part of the surroundings.
All about the Second Amendment. Me and you are almost like we've known each other for a very long time, even though we've really just recently met. What is
this is the only way I can go live is do this screen share. So
you have a lot of experience in security.
Me keeping up with my reputation of having the glitchiest YouTube channel out here. But I was not going to be defeated. So whoop whoop, here I am.
I talked with a young man last night, 24 years old. He's got 2 weeks left in the Army. We were actually pulling security duty last night, and I told him what we were doing tonight, and he said, "So that guy's doing what?"
See, if I hold real still, I look like a flag.
He's going down to the border. He said, "I just got back from the border about 3 months
ago." See how that works?
He said,
I'm
"That's
good like that."
That was his exact words. The shit's going down. He said, "The media's not talking about what's going on." He said, "Does he know what he's doing?" I said, "Well, I hope so." He said, "It's not a place I would want to go. You don't really need to be there." So I'll try to get some. I can try to get some more information from Sergeant Wilson for you, and where he's been and what he's seen. And he's not the only one. I know some people who live near the border as well, and I've got 2 other friends.
Oh, so if I would have held real still, I could have been hidden from you all night, Jeff.
But they're contractors that have worked the border. I think one of them may still be there. But
I appreciate everybody to come by and wave their hand at me.
Actually been there and seen the crossings and seen what they're stopping and what they're not able to stop, and seeing kind of the.
See, it even makes it difficult for me to travel from channel to channel because of the stupid fact that my stream won't kick off in their multi-streaming event. So I'm pretty much stuck here on my perch if I want to participate. So all I can do is hope that everybody knows I'm waving my hand at them.
The amount of activity on the southern border that really
right on. Going to be live this weekend. It's about time, Jim. You've been killing us. One.
I think Joe's internet is cutting out a little there. I'll fill in for a second while he's cut out. So I think he was talking about bordercommand.com.
Look at how still Joe can hold, man. He can put the freeze pose on there and stay that way. He's got some skills.
No, he's frozen.
He'd be good at playing red light, green light. Nobody's going to see him moving.
If I did, that would be a time to sell a subscription for sure, wouldn't it? Hey, I'll tell you what. I'm going to go back to something Joe brought up earlier about Patriot Mobile. Hopefully you and Lisa had a chance to talk. She's
yeah, we did.
She's marked
great
there. We've been working with them for, I would say, about a year, and it's still kind of a new relationship for us also. But you were spot on when you said they really are here for conservative values. You can go on their site and see who all their partners are. Hopefully you'll end up on there as well once that gets solidified. But you can choose each month who you want to donate a portion of your monthly services to. And it doesn't get any better than that. It doesn't get any more, truly conservative American than doing business that way. That's
I wonder what their
that's the reason
monthly phone charges are.
Media outlets are so scared of conservatives.
Also, who their primary tower carrier is.
Shadow
if they're through AT&T or
some of the outlets.
Verizon or
it's forcing
Sprint.
us to find a way
curious.
to work together, find conservative companies that care about our values. I don't go to Starbucks anymore. I don't go to Target anymore. I don't go to places that don't share my values. If you open up a coffee store, a coffee shop, Joe, I'll be there. That's kind of what we have to do, right?
Yeah, I mean, American Joe, that could be a coffee shop. You're right.
Yeah, I bet you'd put Starbucks up for
a lot of
hurting.
people don't really.
Sorry. No, go ahead. You're fine. I'm gonna grab.
Well, for those of you who don't know, Brad is sponsoring our Glock 48 giveaway on OBC, this marathon, this border marathon. So anybody who contributes over $50 or more through fundly.com/OBC, right there, will be entered to win this Glock 48, which is legal in all states, including California. Thank you for that, Brad. That's awesome.
Good night, Jim. You have a great day tomorrow. Be careful out there. Appreciate you stopping by, man. God bless you.
I'm going to need that for this border run, so let's get some of that on order. We're going to need to get some here for this border run, because I tell you, man, the stories I am hearing, news I am getting. I just had a long conversation with a lady who was with a militia team down there for 5-6 months on the border, and the reports are horrific. The reality down there is unbelievable, and the fact that it isn't on the news all the time is just testimony to the narrative.
That's funny, Duke.
Going on in this country.
Good old American Joe. Good to the last drop.
Make it a point to pull punches. I sometimes try to be a little more politically correct. Just so
Do you like your coffee with beard hair in it? Come join American Joe.
But in this form, it's great because I can talk openly, right? But if you think about it, fairly much so.
Don't get our stream taken down, Brad.
Oh, see, now you're editing me. Golly, I thought it was going to be over. Well, so even the name of our firearms company is kind of offensive. It's
it is cool. I appreciate you being here, Benny, for sure.
You know what that means? You can tell me. If not, we'll just move on.
Oh yeah. I've been up and pretty much going since 9 this morning, and I'll be up as much as I can for this thing. But yeah, the day was payday, which is broke day for me. As soon as I get the money, I just give it to other people. So got all that done. So I get to keep my power and water and everything good, and the food in my stomach for another month. It's awesome.
It would be an average of about 50,000 terrorists per state that could be living in the United States. And if you think about that number, it's astronomical. When you look at the shootings that have happened in Houston and Dallas, what one shooter has been able to do. You think about potentially having 50,000 terrorists per state in the United States. We have allowed an atrocity to happen here. So it's not just the border.
Like I said, move an army in quietly and submissively, and then once they're in, you can arm them up.
At some point also.
Well, you see what 19 terrorists did on September 11th. So that was 19 people. And 19 people took out over 3,000. So, I mean, that's definitely, that's a big problem. We don't know who is in our country.
Nope.
We've had all kinds of reports of ISIS training camps in our country.
In Alabama,
states.
Mexico.
We have had all kinds of reports of terrorist cells working within the states. And this is the thing, they have the long-term goals and objectives, right? They're in it, they'll be working plans for 5, 10, 15, 20 years at a time before it gets to the attack that they've got their eye on. So, I mean, we can try to feel as safe as we want to feel and as secure as we want to be, but with that much immigration, I shouldn't even say immigration, with that much of an invasion happening at our southern border every single month, I mean, who knows what the hell we're dealing with at this point.
We will soon know. 2,000 miles in 20 days. The truth will come
he
out.
was Special Forces. I'll withhold names and dates and so forth. But he was in when
Was
Obama
his name
was
Rambo? Okay.
Man, you're good. All right,
I saw
out of the
that.
bag now. What about the new one? I haven't seen that.
I did. It was good.
But whenever Obama came out and said we will not have boots on the ground here, this country. Well, he was already there. We already had boots on the ground there, and they had learned that in one part of the country that the naturalization immigration departments had already been taken over by, call them whatever you name it, let's just call them ISIS. The Muslim Brotherhood had taken over one part of the country. And the naturalization, immigration, all the tools to print and make passports were at their disposal.
Yep, I got them from Syria.
And now our wonderful special forces were eventually able to mitigate that threat. But for about 14 months, they were able to print.
Oh, I agree with you, Benny. Absolutely. I don't know what the hell the problem has been with trying to secure our country from invading species. I mean, what's happening.
So even if we're allowing,
it's because the pockets were being padded too nicely for the elected officials. They make good money on the drug cartels.
That could very well be a falsified document. We have no way to disseminate what's right and what's not.
And when it comes to what's that?
I was going to say, that's the name of my shirt.
Yeah, there are walls all over the world. I mean, look at China. They had one for over 3,000 years.
We'll get to that later.
Today is Tuesday. Yep.
All right, we'll talk about it. Talk on it. No fun.
But when you're talking about identification, you're talking about. Let's not even talk about the element for a second. Let's talk about those people that are actually trying to escape and get to America from the southern area, Central America area. They don't have invitation. We don't have any idea who these people are or the children they're bringing in, if they're related in any way. And there's all kinds of children across the border with adults being used as props to pretend that they're a family. They get across the border and then they send the children back to get more adults. Stop saying of illegal movement, and it's
moving soldiers in with a child under each arm.
Children.
They look like friendly people.
There's just so many problems down there. That's why the southern border to me is the biggest threat to our country. I know I sound like a broken record. It just leads to so many problems. I mean, we could talk about every area of our country, whether it's fiscal, whether it's security, health, medical, you name it, anything, education, and it has an impact on all of those.
Yeah, it does. Are you chilly, Joe? You froze again.
No, I'm right here.
Yeah. Okay, there you are. Good. Well, you're exactly right, and you kind of froze up again. So you're
he was playing red light, green light again.
Head through time and space. I'm not frozen. So it just looks like I'm frozen.
And you can see there, Brad. Joe is in a bunker. Look at him. He's like 1,000 feet underground.
Yeah.
Someone asked me on social media, I think it was yesterday, because I post some fun stuff out there. I'm as edgy as I can get without getting just completely booted, which is a challenge. I think I've been kicked off Facebook 3 or 4 times.
I think I hold the record for getting kicked off Facebook.
Yeah.
I get kicked off almost every single time I go on.
There's still time.
Yeah, my wife too.
There's ample time, no doubt. But some guy asked me on Facebook the other day, and I think he made a post and then asked some people directly, who he invited. So, do you have a bunker underneath your house? What are you storing for the apocalypse? And I went, do you really think that's a smart question to ask? And is anybody
really
going to
be a smart question to answer? That would be stupid.
Why would you do that?
I know
mean,
nothing. I
of
see
course, I don't
nothing.
have
I hear
any-
nothing.
I was on a boating trip I think it was last week, and the boat fell. All my guns are at the bottom of the lake. I don't know what I'm gonna do.
Love, prayers, and
Thanks,
peace.
I got to stock
I
up.
think I got that.
I was
Thank you,
gonna say,
Renee.
you happen to be a firearms, so good news for you.
Yeah.
What is that, about 10,000 firearms at your disposal?
All gone. They're all at the bottom of the lake.
Yeah, that's happened a lot. These poor people. My boat accident that I had, man, I lost all of mine right over the side of the boat. It's really ridiculous.
Yeah, oh yes, yeah, absolutely. So, you brought up something earlier about us being the only. I don't know if you we are the only security company that I know of that is an FFL holder, and as the world changes, and I used to not be an FFL holder. That's only been about 4 years now that we've been a Type 7.
Yeah, I go into Facebook jail just about every time I go on it. I've pretty much gotten off of Facebook. I just kind of go in once in a while to check on my buddies from my old military unit. But if I post something, I go to jail. Then I have to go to their customer support and send them a really nasty letter. And then all of a sudden my stuff comes back up. But it's so annoying.
The only thing you need a security system for is to tell you where to get out of bed and which direction to shoot.
That's a fact.
If you're home. If you're not there, like you weren't home, then you don't know what can happen.
Well, if I'm not home, they better hope like hell my 100-pound beast doesn't get to them, because he'll leave nothing but pieces.
Security company in the U.S. that is an FFL holder. I can't find another one anyway. And I'll tell you why there's not anymore. You want to know why? So why, Brad? Why are you the only one? It's you can't get insurance. Nobody knows do it. Yeah. No, the insurance company. You can't get insurance. It was nearly impossible for us. We had to go through what's called surplus insurance to be able to get insurance. I think it's through Lloyd's of London now, but they didn't know what to do with us.
I've been screwed royally by Lloyd's of London.
How crazy the world's become the last 30 to 40 years.
They stole $9,000 from me.
But I'm old enough to remember going down to Ace Hardware or Sears, the Sears catalog, and buying firearms in a catalog, 30, 40 years ago. One of the shotguns that I had is an old Sears. It's actually a Sears brand shotgun.
Sears and Roebucks. Yep.
Yeah, it shows them how
I got a 410 that's like that.
Mindset has become over the last several decades, and there's just no reason for it. So those of us like you and me that believe in this need to keep making noise and keep standing up. I appreciate what you're doing, not only on the border or about the border, but I appreciate what you're doing on a daily basis and a regular basis, because there's a lot of news stories that people need to have that switch turned on. They need to know what the latest story is about what's happened with votes in different states that are anti-constitution. So thank you for what you're continuing to do.
You're on the coffee trip.
Well, I appreciate that, and for some
I
reason,
should have set up a prop for my show. Grab an IV bag and fill it with dark coffee, and then have it look like it's hooked up into my arm. That'd be funny.
Take our weapons away from us. So I don't know how that makes sense in anybody's mind.
Will not comply.
How that's logical in any capacity. It's the exact opposite. If you're going to take away my only means of defense, you're by definition making me unsafer. So that's what they're doing.
Yeah.
And people go along with it, man. They go along with it.
You know
what's a good thing, Brad? Here's a good thing. All this impeachment talk, I haven't heard one Democrat talk about taking away my guns in the past week and a half.
But they're still thinking it.
That's kind of calmed that down a little bit, hasn't it?
It sure has.
Yeah. I think
they're very easily distracted, those Democrats.
They may have realized about the negative backlash after Beto O'Rourke came out and said, hell yes, we're going to take your AK-47, and hell yes, we're going to take your AR-15.
Hell no, you're not.
Really proud of him for saying that, because that does tell me something about the idiot, is that he will at least say the truth. He's the first one to really come right out and tell us what the Democrats
getting any.
Oh, crap.
I pretty much just have mine black anyway. I like my pumpkin spice on donuts and stuff like that, but I tend to have my coffee black.
You read my mind, brother.
But believe me, I can hurt myself on some pumpkin spice donuts.
That they hate Colin Noir because he tells the truth, and I've at least got to give a work a hand for at least just.
Oh, peppermint bark! Aren't you a little early for that? That's supposed to be like decking the halls kind of coffee.
Thank you so much for taking time out to come on the show. I appreciate you. I appreciate everything SecurityAllStar.com is doing.
You're right, Jack.
I encourage everyone out there, check out SecurityAllStar.com. They've got amazing home security systems. They got state-of-the-art technology. They've got a catalog of firearms. If you're in the
Wait, we lose Joe there again. He froze up. All right, Brad. Well, it's awesome.
Green light, red light, rather.
I don't live too far from Brad. We're gonna hook up and get a coffee.
Oh, nutmeg cake. Oh, that's mean. I could hurt myself with that too. Well, Joe's back.
That could happen. Hey, keep up the good work, Joe. Thanks.
Thank you, Brad.
You know what would go down good right about now? A nice piece of yellow cake with chocolate icing.
Wow, we're 4 hours and 53 minutes into this 26.5-hour broadcast, I believe. I need you guys to text OB.
Duke, I can eat mine dramatically for you. Just, if that would help. Make it like a Mexican soap opera. Say, Julio. Oh, Julio.
Please. There's thousands of people already signed up on the text system.
I'm sorry to hear that. I don't eat that much, so I'm lucky once in a while when I can have a good snack. Yeah, it was a good dinner too. That dinner kicked ass.
While we are uncovering the truth, while we are exposing the lies. So we need your help. I'm here all the way till 10 p.m. Tomorrow, so get used to it. Next up is going to be Magdalene Rose. She's fantastic. Let me run the video, take a short commercial break, and we will be right back with Douglas Dakota and Magdalene Rose.
Yes, the holidays are coming. You can choose between Halloween, Thanksgiving, and Christmas right now in just about any store you go to.
I'm going to talk about the effort by certain young people in the conservative world to hijack the conservative movement and liberalize it. And if you're unaware, you probably
she speaks
seen
truth.
In the last 48 hours or so, a discussion happened in the youth area of the conservative world about whether or not everyone has to be pro-life as conservative and all of this. But my issue is these certain young people who often label themselves free thinkers, which I find kind of insulting because I'm a free thinker as well. It's just like, okay. These people who label themselves as free thinkers, independent thinkers, get away with saying,
all right, everybody to Benny's house real quick.
And discussing things about Republicans going back years. And then they get these huge platforms in the conservative world, and they try to use those platforms to change the conservative movement. These people are peddling this lie that in order to do this, we have to backpedal on certain issues, specifically on abortion, that it's not the 1950s anymore, and that, abortion is something that we should be dealing with in a much different view. I didn't realize that because it's 2019, it's okay to kill children in the womb. I must have missed that memo. These people
that sounds pretty good, 12B.
Liberalize the conservative movement. And they do so solely because they want to be more prominent. They're not doing this because they genuinely want to help the conservative world. They're doing it because, first of all, they want a fail-safe if Trump doesn't win. They want a way to back into liberal stuff. They want a way back in. And their way to do that is to say, oh, well, I was still trying to impact the conservative world. I was trying to do all of that. I'm not that diehard of a fan of the conservative world. That's what they're doing. So for this certain person who actually leads quite a few young conservatives, who's peddling this crap about how you don't have to be pro-life to be a conservative, you don't have to be pro-life to vote conservative, you can do whatever and vote for whatever you want. But you do have to be pro-life to run as a conservative, and that's what this links to. I'm not making this just to rant. It's about the fact that these certain young people who honestly became conservative at a very convenient time, they are trying to change the credentials and the criteria for running as a conservative for elected positions.
She's basically speaking exactly what I was talking about with the Democrats that are going to be running Republicans and then when they get into office, they'll change their party.
And their reasoning is that
This is all part of that setup.
somehow they're going to be able to bring in all these new people to the Republican Party.
She speaks it. I hope young people listen to her because she's got it. Oh yeah, sea rats. I like sea rats too. I got to have some of them too. The can rats. I like some of the MREs though, especially the almond cake. I think that was what it was. It was I think an almond cake. I used to get into fights over those. Where it was like a maple and almond cake. That was just ridiculous. Yeah, it is a dim tactic. That's exactly what they're going to do. And they're not even hiding it. They've come right out and said that's what they were going to do. I don't remember where I heard that from, but it was not on a secret channel. It was on a fairly big thing. It may have even been Fox that I heard it on. That they're going to run Democrats, but they're going to run them as Republicans to try to cheat the system. And then when they get elected, because everybody just votes down that Republican ticket, they're going to change their party once they get settled into office. I think that should be just so incredibly illegal. BorderCommand.com. Sunday, Sunday, Sunday. You know, that kind of thing. But they should have had a little echo on it. Border Command. Deceivers, yes. If you can't beat them, deceive them.
Today, I have partnered with SecurityAllStar.com. They have the best home security systems in the nation right now.
Oh, believe me, I'm sure the cake is very good. I'm about to find out here in a minute. No, it's just Jack saying that it sounds great. Well, I don't know how I'm going to be able to give it to Jack.
Guess what? They run a special deal. You buy any home alarm system from them with Prime.
Talking about Jack.
And you can buy weapons from them.
I can't push it through the camera.
Doesn't feel any better than that.
I mean, I could try, but the camera might get maple walnut cake. Yes. So you know what I'm talking about. All that stuff. Ugh. I mean, there used to be full-blown tackle football for the maple walnut cake. Somebody would hold it up in the air and everybody in the tent would be diving on them. It was a violent event going for the cake.
This is Dustin Gold, the producer over here at Team OBC. I want to point out one of our great American sponsors, RaindropText.com. These guys are phenomenal. It's a conservative.
2 minutes until our next guest, folks. Yes, that's right. All night, 24, actually 6.5 hours.
We turned to RaindropText.com, and their vice president, Mike Brown, is phenomenal. He got on a call with me right away, showed me the platform, helped me set it up. And listen, all of our simulcast partners and all you YouTubers out there, you need to get your message out because social media giants are censoring you like never before. Email blasting is great. We use that too. But emails just aren't seen the way they used to be. Text, 98% of the time they're looked at. So listen. I recommend RaindropText.com. They came on board as a sponsor because they believed in our project. They gave us a great discount.
Yeah,
they will
the crack pound cake, yep.
If you want to get your message out, you need to.
We used to make some kind of a sauce for that, too. I don't remember what we did, but I think we used like the coffee creamer and sugar and a couple other things. We made like a drizzle that you could put over that pound cake. It's pretty good.
And not only do they sponsor my channel, they have also sponsored OBC, Operation, Border Command. So if you go right now to gunowners.me/.
Duke, you know about that cake also? I mean, the pound cake was good, but the that maple almond cake hurt me.
Fighting the good fight for our Second Amendment rights. Get over there right now. Me.
10 seconds until the next Patriot joins us live, exposing border truth.
All right, folks, make sure you text OBC to 53445. I'm going live now to Douglas, Dakota, and Magdalene Rose. She's a college student rallying young conservatives through her show, The
You
Rose
go,
Room,
girl.
which can be found on Caravan to Midnight. Magdalene Rose is a pro-life author. Doug has interviewed her a couple of times. She has had Doug on her show. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, Douglas Dakota and Magdalene Rose live.
Yay!
Hello, young lady. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing excellent. Thank you so much for coming on with us tonight and doing this. This is perfect time for your audience, though, right?
Yes, definitely.
Yeah. So we've talked before. We've had a few interviews, and I just want to tell the people that, I've told you this, and I will continue to say it, that we need more of our youth across America to do what you're doing, to speak out and to be educated on the facts of what's happening in America. When it comes to the border, though,
Okay, I'm
it's
got to quit
almost
thinking
like,
about the cake.
at
I'm
least
going to
here
go
in
get
the
myself
South where
a
I'm at,
piece of
the
cake.
youth have no clue. I mean, it's,
I got to get up.
how is your audience?
I got to get up. My legs are kind of crampy, so I got to move for a minute.
What kind of discussion?
I'm not going anywhere, so don't you all
go
go nowhere.
About
Just
the
got to stand up a
problems we
minute.
have down here, all along our border, the southern border, as well as the stance that a lot of the Democrats that are running to be the next president, be selected by the Democrats to go up against Trump, have on this border.
Well, I think that it comes into two camps in young conservative circles. There are the people that just don't care about it, which is a lot of young conservatives who just don't care about the border. Their thing is healthcare, the economy, free speech. A lot of that is they focus on free speech. And then there's the group of young conservatives that does care about the border. But those people tend to be people that would have already been conservative. So there isn't a lot of swaying back and forth. I don't think immigration, unless you're looking at the deep bases of each side, is an issue that really matters to young people. And people find that confusing. But the truth is, there hasn't been a really great effort by the Republican Party to equate, for instance, job security in a community with immigration. So there's no personal impact for young people, whereas with healthcare, there is. If you can go to the doctor, that affects everybody. So I think that that's the main reason. And immigration is also something that many young conservative commentators don't know as much about as probably they should. I don't know much about it, so I'm not going to cover it as well because I don't want to say things that are misleading or wrong. So I think a lot of it just comes down to young conservative commentators and strategists knowing that it's not a topic that's going to rile anyone other than your base. And the bases on both sides are bases that you would get if you were a Republican or a Democrat young person saying what you want on social media.
Yeah, I've said this for a long time actually, that the Republican Party has, it's almost like they don't know how to reach out to the youth, and to get a message across as to where they stand. A lot, I used to be a Democrat. You don't realize that. I was born and raised a Democrat. I mean, that's just how it was in the family down here. In fact, most of the South were all Democrats back in my youth. And then I woke up and I realized what was really going on. But the Democrats today seem to have, it's almost, well, you look at all the protesting groups that are out there across America today, the people that are in Antifa, the people that are wanting to take away, anything to do with Confederacy statues and monuments, all these young people that are doing these marches against law enforcement, against veterans, against our president. And if you ask them what are they, they will say, without even knowing what it even means, they will say, oh, I'm a Democrat. And I think a lot of that has to do with, well, where they're from. If it's more so on the West Coast or up northeast, it's just, that's what their parents did, and that's how they relate. Some of them don't even vote. That's another thing I find so surprising, is they don't. They're not even registered to vote. You know, it's like they could care less, but yet they want to go out on the street and
from
protest policies
I like him.
that are happening.
You know, he started out as a never Trumper, and he had to eat some humble pie, and actually apologized on his show about not being a Trump supporter because he didn't have the information. He was misled. Oh, by the way, cheers, y'all.
And I find myself going around to different
it's just that good.
And junior high and colleges where I get invited in to give speeches, and I'm amazed at some of the questions that I get asked that literally they don't know anything about whatsoever. You know, for instance, one of the ones that always sticks in my head is, after giving a speech, several of the kids wanted to know about this war, Desert Storm, and what was that? And I was like, what part of it? I mean, you don't cover this in history? What happened?
They don't cover anything in history anymore.
It's like
Okay.
3 days of history. And I was like, man, I just, So you should be a college.
Can't forget the milk.
We need women, conservative college professors to get involved and help educate.
Yeah, why are all these college professors liberal? What the hell is that about?
I wanted to ask you this the first time that we met.
It's all the indoctrination, and it's just ridiculous.
I don't believe I did, but if not, here we go. What are your plans? What do you want to do in the future? Do you see yourself ever running for Congress?
I hope so.
Any type
She's
of
very smart,
involved in the
well-spoken. I think she could do well.
I say that from somebody with an open heart for everyone, because you would be a great person in any position like that.
I agree.
Running for governor, or running for senator, or Congress, or hell, even the president of the United States. But do you have any long-term goals right now besides getting through college?
That's a question I've gotten more recently.
Yeah,
I
it's
think because I'm almost
chocolate
20 now,
cake with
and, my show is picking up more steam.
yellow
So
cake with
people
chocolate
ask me
icing.
that, no, I'll never run for anything. I don't want to be an elected official. And the reason why I say that and why I lead with that.
That's why she would be the best elected official.
Because a lot of young people,
Hey, Belinda.
this is fine, but they all want to run for something. Like everyone wants to be a member of Congress.
And
I feel like if I'm out there and I'm
this
clear that that's not what I want, people don't
right
assume that
there.
I'm hedging my political bets with anything. Because in this weird, strange little box of politics, people assume that a 16-year-old is, making a live stream about someone because they're hedging their bets and they want to run for Congress in 10 years. So I don't want to do that at all. I think that where I fit in best is political strategy and maybe tackling some education issues. Not as a professor, I think we need to have some sort of discussion about whether or not the private sector is really maybe more the solution to fixing
the best person to run for office is the one that would go in kicking and screaming, because they wouldn't want to screw up. They would want to get it done and be out of there.
It's kind of a little difficult for me to get into political strategy because there are many DC cliques and young conservative cliques, and not all of them are thrilled with me at any given time. So that's another hurdle that I think a lot of people more like me who are trying to not be just clickbait talkers have run into. But overall, no political office. I don't want to be the first lady of anything. It's not my path. I can't imagine. It seems like you're so constrained in.
Jack, I agree with that. I think that's a lot of it. I think there's a lot of conservatives that are actually afraid to speak, and that's got to stop. People need to get
I still don't know
over the fear.
I've tried my hand in everything.
Uh-oh, she's on her side.
Construction work, but I keep being.
How are you on your side?
I don't look on my side from here.
My whole thing is that I look at.
You are absolutely on your side.
Some good people, at least people that I thought were really good.
There you are. Oh, I thought I was falling over.
They get up there, and it's like, the whole world gets turned upside down.
Yeah.
And then we all did things. I don't know about today's youth, but I know about it. In my youth, growing up in
the volume on the
70s and 80s,
playback is a little high so that everybody can hear it. So
I just see that
You got to hold your mic pretty close to your mouth.
You know, look at this guy, you know, drinking while he's hanging outside of his car with the steering wheel and going down the road with the lights on, or whatever. But, you know, you mentioned about groups in college. I've got one child left in school. She's over at LSU right now. I've got a son that just graduated recently from.
You're on your side again.
Tech here in the professional aviation program. He's going to be the pilot in the family next. And he was telling me about how the group
there you are.
Really divided. Okay. You know, there's the young Republican group, which is, you know, like 10 people, and there's the Democrat group, right, which is like 500. Yeah. And so he joined the Democrat group to see.
So you got, where's your microphone, Belinda?
You know,
do you have your, are you wearing earbuds?
Yeah, like a spy.
No, I'm doing this on my cell phone.
Yeah, she's not going to believe the misinformation.
I'm just, you're on your cell phone, you said?
And they soak it up like a sponge. And, you know, there's no easy fix to that. You know, that I can think of at least. But when they start attacking each other, you know, or they start shaming students if they want to go to one or the other, you know, I find that very disheartening. Have you?
Okay, I had to turn it down just a fuzz because it was definitely, it's got my ears rattling. Can you guys still hear it okay?
Well, I went to high school in Massachusetts, and at that time, there were not really any political groups at my high school. It's a very small high school. The teachers were very liberal, and 2016 was a difficult time for them, but it wasn't a politically heavy place with groups. The only group that I would have even vaguely known about would have been college Republicans, and I just done some things that I heard.
Yeah, she says she was on her cell phone. She probably didn't have the auto rotate on or something, but
colleges and
she'll be back in a minute, I'm sure.
States, and just add, more
either way, you guys will get to see us doing our live spot at midnight at 1 o'clock Eastern.
One thing that the right has overestimated is that
okay, 12B. Appreciate that. Yeah, I had to turn it down a little bit because it was just starting to rattle my brain.
Students have with grade docking. I feel like if there was a way for parents to really rise up and object to grade docking, and object to the fact that you really can't have the students sit there for 10 hours and hear about how awful the country is.
All right, Jack, appreciate that.
I think it's like a paper tiger in a lot of ways, because I talk to kids who are sitting in there.
The indoctrination has got to stop. These communists that they're hiring for these college professors, I mean, that's just dangerous for this country, making kids just flat stupid.
Who made their bread and butter off of talking about the suffering. If they don't want to seek to fix the thing they've got famous about talking about. So even if there's a big story, you're just going to write an article about it. And that's what I've personally run into in my community.
And
you run into devices, yeah.
When we're talking about docking, do you mean like where they, you know, actually turn in a report, let's say, where it's, you know, they should get an A or B, but because of their political views or stances, they get a D or an F?
Yeah, and also there's papers where it's not a letter grade like that, but you'll turn in a paper, for instance, about Watergate, and you'll make it unbiased. And the teacher will say, you missed the idea of the discussion.
Sorry, but
the discussion was overtly biased. And the discussion was, Richard Nixon was bad, not because of what he did, but because he was a Republican. Where she'll say, you didn't equate corruption and Republican. And you'll have to read.
Yeah, Belinda's going to her PC. She tried it on her phone, but it's just too glitchy, I guess.
So small, but when you add it up and you look at the papers objectively, you see what's been going on. I think a lot of it in teachers' heads is just innate now. They see something that in their mind doesn't equate to the historical accuracy that they have, and so they take it down 5 points. And it's only when you get your work back at the end of the semester of the year, and you realize that you did all the requirements for the assignment.
Fluffy, close. That's Twiggy.
That you realize it's a problem.
He turned 18 this month.
Wow. Is there anything today?
That's my old dog.
In the colleges where is there anyone you can go to when something like that happens? When you have the clear evidence that what you produced in that class didn't deserve what happened? You know, is there any way you can, I guess, you know, appeal their decision?
I'll make some calls for you, Duke. We'll see what we can get done. Somebody's got to be willing to deliver you cake. I mean, it's cake. Come on.
There isn't a center.
Twiggy, yep, that's him.
There isn't a center for teacher grade docking. That doesn't really happen. And a lot of it is faculty covering each other's back and making sure that there's no looking into what's happened. When I first started in politics 15 months ago, there was a young professor who was an assistant professor at a liberal institution. And he said to me, I was being told by the senior professor in the English department to grade doc students because they were not adhering to what she felt was the things they should be doing. And he raised the issue about it, and he got fired.
Didn't mean to cough directly into the mic there.
Work again and just say it was overcrowded.
Imagine that probably rattled some computers.
Professors who are even liberal but know that this is wrong, they are in a situation where they will lose their job and they don't want to risk that.
All right.
Oh, wow. That's, you know, everything in America has changed so drastically as far as our education.
Not the America we used to know, that's for sure.
When I was in college, or even in high school for that matter, you know, sadly, it's not been, the change hasn't been a positive thing.
Yeah.
As far as
go talk to Bob.
If you don't remember history, you're going to repeat it, which is what's continuously happening right now. What do you think? Is there an effort, at least, with the colleges to get students to register to vote and get them to where they realize that, you know, yeah, it's fine to have freedom of speech to go protest, but if you don't vote, then there's no way you're gonna, you know, then you may as well just sit home than actually be involved with the protests. Is there any kind of effort to get kids to realize that they need to register to vote?
We are 30 seconds away from a 3-hour live stream. My longest live stream before this was an hour and 19 minutes. We have absolutely blown the record out of the water on Disabled Vets Perspective.
Throughout the entire year, 4 years, whatever it is. And in that time, they can get students out to protest. But to actually go and fill out forms to register for something, it's not a feeling of accomplishment right away, in the same way going out and protesting is. So while there's a lot of talk about it in academia, that's not where the effort is. The effort is in the social components of things. For instance, Ariana Grande concerts, majority are attended by young women, any age, but young women majority-wise.
Ariana Grande.
And she has an organization.
She's got a good voice, but boy, she's a little idiot.
And they register hundreds of thousands of people. And she's able to do that because she's somebody who's filled with energy, because young people, not necessarily are looking up. I think that's a mistake. They're not looking up to her. They just care about what she says. So because of her and because of her position, that's an effort where there's actually people getting registered to vote. Same with Taylor Swift.
Well, I've gotten a few new subscribers tonight. I appreciate those folks that have decided to give my channel a shot. That's very nice of them.
Because the teachers and everyone in the system knows these kids have to feel like they're part of something at any given time.
Another record live stream, absolutely. This tonight will be records of records. Because of my setup, I will not be able to go the whole 24 hours because that would be unfair to the rest of the people in my family. Because of the way I have to live stream, I have to do the screen share, which means I have to babysit it and play it at loud volume, and that would mean nobody in my house would sleep, and I can't do that. But I will be up for quite a while, and then be back at it tomorrow after everybody's up and moving. So definitely will be here for the most of it, but I have to be respectful of the other ones in my house.
Where we can get more conservatives involved with wanting to go talk to, I mean, when we see some of the things that happen, like Ben Shapiro, for instance, on the West Coast, and we go, you know, why would you want to subject yourself to that, you know, when you know what's going to happen? But yet he's got this.
Yeah, Duke, I got, I was almost up to 660, and then the their tube started ticking them back away, so I went down to 654, I think, and now I'm at 663. So I get them, YouTube takes them, but I'm sure the numbers are much higher than they show me. It's just all part of the games. You just carry on and keep on and keeping on.
An issue with this, with people who, like, you are going to local schools or traveling to the South. You're talking about specific things, talking about history. We have an issue on the right of people who are
the South will rise again,
or are commentators strategically picking schools that will rile the most people up. So they have something that looks good. If you went to the University of Oklahoma and you tried to have moderate Republicans or just regular Republicans speak there, I'm going to bet you're not going to get the same reaction. You would reach more people if you went to schools that actually care. So if you went there, even if you went to the University of West Virginia and you just riled up the young conservatives, maybe there's some liberals there that you could sway towards the conservative ideology, that would help. But the fact is, and I know that I've spoken to them,
Jack, you're speaking a little bit above my pay grade.
Like NYU, or they'll pick anything in California or Illinois, and they'll go, and they're not having an impact. They're getting more famous, and this is something that I think I
don't know where. I've got a surround sound system hooked up to the computer, and then I have my microphone and headphones set up. Right now, I'm actually, this is my secondary mic, so I'm a little surprised that we're not hearing an echo, because the computer microphone is actually the one that's doing the primary pickup right now. When I isolate my Yeti mic is when I get a lot clearer, but I can't do that with this stream. If I do, then the volume for the screen share goes off. I can hear it in my headset, but then you guys can't. So I have to use the surround sound system with a computer mic picking it up.
Yeah. There are times when my brain doesn't click on certain cylinders, and that was one of them. I keep thinking I need to get more.
17 dogs. Yeah, I've had 6 at one time, I think. But I had 2 full-grown German Shepherds that liked to get into brawls, and I had to break them up all the time. I had one that was just solid black with yellow eyes. He was so wicked looking. But then a standard one, and boy, they used to scrap. It was rough.
Teenager, to be on the left, to be a Democrat.
Yeah, this is the Bigfoot mic, Yeti.
For free speech.
Abominable snowman, but in a darker color.
In the 60s and the peace and love and all that, everybody gets to speak. And today it's my side or no side. They don't want to have an open and honest debate or discussion about what's happening.
Yeah, I want to say what I want to say. If you speak, you're a racist.
Or then you're a racist, or you're.
I just said that. He heard me.
Or, all the attacks that take place that we see way too often and all over social media. So tell me.
Oh, you show 661 subscribers? I just looked a second ago, and it looks like it said 663, but maybe I missed. Although by this much time, they probably took one away. Yeah, it's 663 right now.
And the media sort of company that markets towards young people all over the country through
Never know.
Driven
they may have already taken a couple.
Or videos or blogging, memes as well. And that's something I'm really excited about, because I feel like we don't have enough organizations that are doing content that's not about necessarily MAGA or Trump, but it's just about putting out conservative messaging and freedom-based messaging. So I'm going to be writing for them. My show is called The Rose Report on Caravan to Midnight, and that's really cool. I had on an assemblyman, a former state senator who's running for Congress, Sonny Johnson. We're going to be having on a California delegate who really understands the California.
I'm 1 hour away from going live.
That's been really good. And the main thing that I've been trying to do is that we have a lot of people that put out a lot of things, and I feel like when I watch
pit bulls fighting can get loud.
So that's the main thing with my channel. There's a message behind everything I do. Live streams are not just what I'm talking about. They're specific topics.
All right.
So that's been my main
if you can't, you can't.
I've gotten
Whichever.
a lot of feedback from young
got an hour.
conservatives, especially young conservative girls, is that it's easier to listen when it's not always so toxic and it's not about.
Okay, so our numbers match.
So
that's cool.
What I really try to do is make sure that there's a channel where young girls can watch, because I have 10-year-old young girls who watch, and parents have told me, we love your channel because it's smart and you have a book out, it makes sense. I try to do that, and it's been growing really well. I think we're moving away.
I get 10 new subscribers, and YouTube usually takes between 5 and 7 of them back. So they do it to discourage people, but I realize that my numbers are a lot higher than they actually show, because I don't think that YouTube actually removes them. They just hide them from your view.
Just one book. I can hear you. Story of a not yet born human being.
Almost got Belinda. There she is. Whoop, whoop. Belinda's here. You look nice tonight.
Thank you.
They can go to caravantomidnight.com in the store area of that site, or you can go to Amazon and type in I can hear you.
This girl is very smart.
There's a link in my
young college kid, but she's got a damn good head on her shoulders.
Yeah, I've been listening to her.
It'd be nice if we could get some more young kids like this that could infiltrate the stupidity of the colleges and get some of these kids to start thinking. Yeah, YouTube can't count. Well, they count just fine. They just count in 5s and 7s. They take that many away because I don't think they can make it all the way to 10.
Okay, hold on. Let's see.
So how was your night, Miss Belinda?
It's been good. How was yours?
Well, so far so good, except for the fact of starting out the evening not being able to join everybody in this multicasting system.
No.
Yeah, it's my out of all the pages. Oh, Lee's coming up next. Out of every single almost 50 people, mine is the only show that's showing hold on their page, and they can't unhold it. They can't unlock it. So.
Oh no.
Yeah. The only way I could go live and be a part of this was to do this in a screen share, where I'm actually screen sharing American Joe's show. That's what we're looking at on my screen.
Are you getting some feedback?
I'm actually not. I've got clean sound.
Okay. Because Randy's watching it on the TV in the living room, and I'm in here talking to you.
Okay, I heard it just very faintly, but it's not enough to bother. So. Yeah, this guy's a good guy. He speaks truth to power, and he definitely gets some good information out.
Well, let's see what he has to say then.
Lee.
That you did not elect and put you under corporation complete control, my friend.
Welcome back, B. I'm sorry. You guys look alike. Just kidding.
Red Nation under God. Lee uses this platform to discuss the globalist plans to destroy.
Lee, Red Nation under God.
Lee.
What is up, my brother Lee?
Whoop, whoop.
Fancy meeting you here. Fancy meeting you here.
Yeah, these two do a Bible reading an hour. They start the hour before us on Sundays.
Every Sunday at 3 p.m. Pacific time on the American Joe Show channel, and we do fellowship, we pray, we read the Bible, and I've known Lee for some time now, and he's a close friend and trusted patriot brother. So Lee, it's great to, and I gotta do a shout out real quick to all the patriots who have watched this marathon. Even on American Joe, I still have 65 people going strong over there in that chat room. So thank you.
Plus the 7 that are over here, buddy.
Guys, we're like 5 hours into this thing, man. You know, it's like Bill and Louise hand in hand over the cliff.
The one thing that really, I mean, if you get a benefit from your own channel on this kind of thing, is that you get view hours. And view hours are what you need before you can get certain things unlocked on your on your channel, things that are restricted from you at this point.
The focus of OVC, the focus of this marathon.
Well, hopefully we'll be able to go live with them when the time comes.
Yeah, that won't be a problem. What'll happen though is right now, about 20 minutes till midnight or 1 o'clock your time, we'll have to end this stream, and then we'll answer the link in our email, and then we'll be going up in a different format. The only reason is I can't do this stream and connect to their stream at the same time, so I have to end this one and then go live with them, and then I could come back up on this one afterwards.
Sounds like a plan. Sounds like a plan.
Right now, I'm at 3 hours and 12 minutes, which is an unbelievable record for me, considering my longest live stream is an hour and 19 minutes. So,
wow.
Burying some records.
You want me to send you a star or something?
That would be nice.
Every American patriot and patriots around the world
Okay.
Better send two then.
can get honest, true citizen information, literature that you guys are going to be bringing forth, because what we have right now, as far as media is concerned, is absolutely, as the president said, it's absolutely the enemy of our souls.
Yeah, enemy of the people.
So besides the
And found out somebody released some statutes from Clinton era that shows what the news is doing, what the media is doing right now is actually against the law, and they can be tried for sedition.
The bigger picture thing, a one world government.
Well, one thing I believe is I was looking at
12B. What's the 8 for? Or 7 or?
You guys, and one of the things
the head count. Okay. Yeah, people pop in, hit the like button, and then they jump to another channel, which is cool. I mean, I appreciate that.
Understand that we're in a serious spiritual battle. You know, if we go back to 2016, Joe, and one of the things that everyone has forgotten about, for whatever reason, I don't know that, and people need to understand that the people on the other side, Joe, they are very spiritual. Very spiritual. Now, they're on the wrong side of the coin, but they are very spiritual. We're in the same planet. They're just on the opposite side of the spectrum. And when I look in regarding to what you're saying, when I look back at what they're doing and how they had everything planned as far as to destroy Christians, to destroy society, and to destroy, and it was all just one thing after another.
They don't even hide it anymore.
How when you look back at 9/11, and my
right on, Duke.
Point. I'm not going to go into deep details on that stuff, but I have some issues with 9/11. Further than that, I find it interesting. People
What's that?
Angry
it's like destroying all the foundations.
My tax money went into cleaning up
that our country was built on.
Right, they want it gone. We are the stepping stone that's in the way of their new world order. They can't launch it completely until they get us out of the way.
Before we came on, I was doing a little research. You go all the way back to Reagan. When I remember, we're the same age, Joe.
Yeah, actually, when I end this live stream for us to go live, once I get once we're done going live, I'm going to go around to the other 49 channels and start hitting my thumbs up just to give them some credit for that before I end up going back live for a little bit longer. But it kind of depends, because I think that Lisa's getting ready to fall out. She's trying to stay awake until our live stream, so I may end up having to wait and go back up in the morning after I get up. But just because this type of casting that I'm doing, it really is invasive because the speakers are loud and stuff, so it would be impossible for sleep. So after we go live, I may just hang it up for the night and then come back up tomorrow. I'm definitely going to go around and hit the thumbs up on everybody that's out there.
and that thing is a complete.
Hey, and I'm an hour ahead of you.
Kind of like that.
Oh, I know. See, I'm fine, but I can't do this to Lisa because, it's just, if you heard how loud it is in the house, you'd understand that there's no way I could do this all night.
Going to die next Thursday or something like that. It was basically her laughing off the idea that she knew he was going to be dead.
Go to settings.
Here's the news, and yeah, same thing with.
I can't turn it down because it won't. The speaker or the microphone on the computer won't pick it up.
Hilarious.
I've already done the sound check with everybody, and if I turn it down, they just can't hear it.
I'm telling Randy how to take my iPad offline and then go to.
Oh.
UFOs for 7 years now. All of a sudden, the last month and a half, they've said
Chicken sandwich.
Forget everything we've said for 70 years.
Duke, you have skills.
Whatever. I mean, they just feed us anything, man. They just feed us anything, and they know that most of the American people are just going to eat it up no matter what it is. That's why I'm surprised the Russia thing didn't go further. Because people
we're still trying.
Any damn thing you tell them.
You're right. You're so right, Joe. It's funny you bring that up. I've been researching those different topics for so many years, and it's frightening.
Make sure, folks, when you come to visit and you come to say hi, hit that thumbs up on your way out. Go on to the next channel because it definitely helps us all.
They basically said that they are related to the dragon, and that they are descendants of the dragon, and it's just a whole weird thing. But these are major officials, by the way, that's in there that speak on their behalf.
I hope that they're not talking about the dragon.
And
he's actually talking about the black nobility.
It's interesting because when you go and you look at what's happening as far as in Hollywood, how Hollywood's been
that's interesting.
Almost purchased by who? China. Nothing. I have nothing against them. I don't hate anyone, but it's just fact. You can look on the books. You can look at the books. Who practically owns Hollywood now? It's China. So when you look at this whole thing, and as it talks about in the ancient prophetic text,
getting smoked out there, Duke.
That these 10 kings will give their complete allegiance and their sovereignty over to this beast, and that's essentially where we're headed for. You think about everything that's happened this year in the past just 5 months. Everything's been accelerated. You look at what's happening overseas.
Looks like DM brought us some chicken, but I don't know how she's going to get it to us.
Now will not accept cash.
So it looks like DM brought us some chicken. I don't know how she'll get it to us though.
Elon Musk talking about the microchip that they want to start
dead chicken
brains next year at the end of next year. So you can see this acceleration, what they're pushing, and where they're wanting to take
I don't know,
our country and the world too. And these people mean business, and I love what you guys put on there. That's exactly true. These are sick, evil, higher entities that are behind these people that are looking to absolutely obliviate this country and to bring it down and to mount the name of this country.
Oh, I get it. Wink, wink.
Yeah, we could talk for hours on the Bible prophecies and all that stuff.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I try to do this. What we're
I'm going to pop in there permanently. I think there's
Belinda, you can take over the chatter if you want for a minute. I'm going to have to take a break a second. Be right back.
You got me, Joe?
Okie dokie.
Yeah, I got you, Joe. You got me?
I'm just trying to listen to what this man has to say. It seems very interesting.
Yeah, he's smart. He's got a lot of good stuff.
But, these are
what's interesting. Hey, Dustin is like Batman. He's waiting in the wings every time my internet gets kind of jumped up. He jumps in.
Yeah.
Talk about misinformation, deception by our government, and hiding things at the border. I remember there was a picture that came out in the news about, I don't know, maybe 2 months ago. And it was a picture, a very grainy, I think it was a video actually, a very, very grainy
Thank you, DM, for doing that.
Of supposedly an Iraqi boat up against a Japanese vessel, and there was damage to the side of the Japanese vessel, and they said that it was the Iraqis who Iraqi vessel, and they said they were pulling out some ordnance from the side of this Japanese ship. They basically had this little grainy footage and a picture of this boat, and they said, yeah, this is why we need to go to war with Iran. And I saw the footage. I go, my God, this is 2019. We can see inside the eye of a hurricane with precision, but we can't get a good video of this boat and what the hell's going on here. And I'm expected to take us to war over this photo, over this video. And a lot of people in America, they eat that stuff up, man, like candy. And they're like, oh my God, that is a grainy photo of Iranians. Let's go to war. You know, it's unbelievable. And so we're fighting misinformation, and we're fighting a propaganda machine almost every day. The media in this country is almost like a state-controlled media in Korea. That's pretty much.
Oh, I agree with what he just said about it being like state-controlled media.
Every news story is guided by their ideology, and you know, that's the battle we're fighting. Going
Absolutely, you're so right, man. And I'm looking forward to the report that you guys are going to come back with, because, like I said, you guys have no ulterior motive, and I'm so, you know, I was so tired. Like I said, I brought that up, you know, relating that to the border, because we've gotten so much misinformation as far as like the Building 7, and we've gotten so much, you know, if you even question it, they call you a conspiracy theorist. How am I a conspiracy theorist when I'm watching the thing on TV fall in front of me and nothing against it? But you're a conspiracy.
We don't ask those questions, Lee. We don't ask those questions.
Exactly. You know, and they look at guys like you and I like we're nuts because we're questioning this stuff. You know, like you had some interesting videos. I won't go into them. You know, but some stuff that you and I were talking about that you shared with me, and I was blown away by one of the videos you had. I won't go into that right now, but if you even bring it up or question it, they look at you like you're nuts. And what they've done is cleverly, they have got in the mind of Americans, and not only in America, but all around the world, that if you even consider any other thing, any other narrative outside of this narrative, you're the liar. You're the conspiracy theorist.
They have sowed the seeds of doubt.
Offensive to the country if you question the government narrative on things. Like, how dare you offend Americans by not believing the government? Get the hell out of here with that nonsense. You guys led us in the war in Vietnam with the Gulf of Tonkin. That's unsealed. We know all about it. We know all about a whole lot of crappy things that have happened. So don't sit there and pretend like we don't have a very, very good reason for not trusting you when you tell us something. As a matter of fact, when you do tell me something, Mr. Government Man, I'm going to just look the other way, because I'm sure that's what I'm supposed to be looking at anyway, whatever you're distracting me from. So,
you know,
there's
Joe,
a whole lot of distractions going on right now, let me tell you.
Absolutely.
What did Ronald Reagan say? He said, trust but verify.
Yeah. As far as in those emails, I remember one of the things that popped on there, it said that they wanted to make American citizens feel like they were that we were in a foreign country, like this basically wasn't our country anymore. And that was one of the things they wanted to put in our mind. And I believe by all the misinformation, when you question any so-called narrative that they want to project out there, they make you feel like you're an outsider, you're an idiot for even questioning it. So then what do? You just go by yourself and be quiet, and they make you feel like that you're the weirdos at lunchtime in high school that are all the conspiracy theorists.
Oh,
did you miss me?
That's right.
Just so many people, they want to fit in with the narrative of today, because they, you know, lest they be called whatever name that they're going to call you, they'll just go ahead and
sticks and stones,
eat it up. And when I bring up information like you and I are talking,
he was out there.
Right now, and I show them factual information, then they just get
the raccoon was out there. I told him to go hide so I could let Grizzly out.
He's evil too.
He went.
In it too. And I say, here we go. Here we go. You know, and they just when you take them down the rabbit hole, Joe, they can't handle it when they find out that their guy is actually deceiving them.
I'm in Ukraine right now. Kind of like that. A little bit like that. Kind of like how Biden's in hiding right now, trying to deflect what's going on with him and his family. And He's pulling the old Ruth Bader Ginsburg.
I'm curious if we're going to be hosted by American Joe or Douglas
There you
Ducote.
go. So there you go.
I don't know.
Another topic right there. That's oh boy. But yeah, like I said, Joe, these people have to realize that this is a marathon.
We're going to be
expecting a sprint after
we'll be going for about another 15 minutes, and then we're going to have to end this stream so that we can go live because our time slot's coming up in 34 minutes.
Believers in Christ, I'm not
36 minutes.
And I don't care what anyone calls me. Like, I'm supporting you guys.
Amen, brother. I don't care what anyone calls me either. I know what I am.
You guys, because we have to win this thing. Mankind is.
Yeah, don't eat too much. You get tired. That's true.
Are depending on yourself and Douglas Ducote and other people that are.
This helps.
With
Cheers.
Report. They're depending on that. And if we fail, the generations in the future are going to be limping and hurting because.
What time you think you're going to roll out tomorrow, Belinda?
Depends on what time I go to sleep tonight, because we're not going to get done with this till 1:30. I'm not going to go, lay down right away. So.
Yeah, you got to unwind, shake it off.
Yeah.
Did
you get
You're
my
gonna love
text
the
about
raccoon we got.
Thursday?
About what? Oh, Thursday. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to try to get somebody that wants to come hang out on Thursday, see if they want to join me for the Thursday show. So, see if I can get that arranged.
It's at 5:30. I mean, it's at 6 o'clock. Your time is what time it comes on?
Yeah, same as our regular shows.
Well, okay.
I use the same time slot. That way people know where I am and when I am.
I should be back from Daphne by then.
Well, if you are and you want to come on, that'd be great.
I'll let you know. I just text you and let you know. But I should be back by then. The last appointment's at 3:30. So.
What's going on with you?
Okay.
What are you into, and what do you got going on?
Yeah, Lee's got 3 more minutes, and then R-rated conservative comes on, and then our slot comes on after him, and then Tony Patriot comes on right after that.
I've come to find out as I'm speaking to people that are
Okey-dokey.
leading the Democrat Party, that those things were hid from them. So they're kind of voters that are sort of like swing voters, that they're coming over, but I'm going to use that information to pull them completely in and to just fully red pill them and get them to see what they missed. And
yeah, if they don't want to take the red pill orally, give it to them rectally.
And just little things like that, just opening up people's eyes and getting people to just question things. Don't be afraid to question things. Are some of the things I'm going to be challenging people and asking people in the next upcoming videos. Why are you not questioning that? What are you nervous?
It would be
about?
amazing if this event were to bring our subscriber count up to the 1,000 mark, but that'd be an awful lot of people to join all of a sudden.
All right, brother. Well,
we're at 663 though, so that's a big jump.
Seen Lee? He's going to be with me again every Sunday, 3 p.m. Pacific time. That's on my channel, the American Joe Show. We do a Bible study, and we're actually in the first book of Corinthians. And this week coming up, we're going into chapter 2. So I hope more people join us. Our audience has been getting a little bigger week after week, which is really good, because we don't deal with politics on that show at all. We deal strictly with, fellowship. And you can find Lee there. You can also find him on his Red Nation Under God YouTube channel. And of course, if you want to find out about any of the YouTubers who have been participating in this marathon with us, everybody's listed at myhealth.va.gov. All their social links are there, so you can reach out to them.
Red light. He plays a killer game of red light, green light. That man can really hold still.
Do you have any internet vitality? Is there any internet vitality?
Super internet vitality by PatriotMobile.com.
He's doing the Alex Jones.
See, when you look at American Joe on the screen,
that man's got a voice that just sounds totally worn out. Just like he can't even talk right because his voice is worn out.
Wait a minute. Rick is one of our sponsors. What are you doing? No, I'm kidding.
It's kind of like a rasp with a lot of grits.
Sucks because I'm on Sprint over here.
All right, Lee. Well, Lee, thank you very much. And we had a great conversation. We'll be doing more with Lee. Thank you so much. Thank you, Joe.
Up next, ladies and gentlemen, the R-rated conservative. Hell of a good man, fun to hang out with. I got to do his show with him. He invited me on. It was pretty cool. Yeah, the froggy voice.
We can send you these border tech alerts. We can send you more of them when there's breaking information coming out on major border.
You know, we could just do the Wolfman Jack, but most of the young people wouldn't know who Wolfman Jack was. Welcome to the late night wonderful hour of the Wolfman Jack Show.
And make sure you text WC to 534.
That brings up good memories.
Yeah, I used to listen to him and get in trouble just about every time. You'd hear my dad off on the other end of the house going, "Turn that radio off! Go to sleep! You got school in the morning!" Lee, excellent interview, man. You are on top of that stuff. I caught what you were talking about with the dragons, and that goes right up to the black nobility. And it'd be interesting if you looked up some of that and found out some more about the black nobility based on the dragon.
This past Saturday morning, I was suspended.
But I appreciate you coming in here, brother. I do. And all you guys coming in to wave your hand and stuff. It's really cool.
Those of you who don't know who Carlos Maza is, he is a journalist.
The effects of cake. Yes.
From a publication
Yep, Wolfman Jack. How did you know? You guessed.
People watching this channel have no idea what Vox is, and you definitely want to stay away from that horse shit. Bunch of Vox suckers, if you ask me. So anyway, this little glitter-coated prick.
Lee, this is Belinda. Belinda, this is Lee. He's a good man. I like listening to his shows.
Therefore, they suspended me for.
I really enjoyed it a lot.
Twitter. He had a tweet on there from actually quite a while back, calling for the outright assassination of his political opponents. Basically, he wants conservatives to be murdered, but that's okay to tweet.
Yep.
That just gets a warning. And I really hope you watch this, Carlos. I personally reported that tweet. Yeah, what I said was hateful and hurtful, and I did do it intentionally. I don't feel that way about gay people, just you. Gay people themselves are okay. If you're going to generalize gay people, yeah, they're all right. They don't bother anybody. They just want to live their lives. And the last thing they need is somebody like you representing them.
I cannot believe they found a segment that long from the R-rated conservative that he wasn't R-rated. He's a 100% Italian, and boy, it comes out when he gets fired up.
He is a rookie YouTuber and host of the RRC podcast on Monday and Wednesday nights, who delivers news, views, and opinions with no limits and no apologies.
No limits at all. Whoop whoop.
What is up, my brother?
Joe, it's always a pleasure to see you, my friend.
Thanks, buddy. Why does everybody have a better internet connection than me? Like, I am the worst.
Huh?
I mean, everybody. You, perfect picture. Perfect picture.
Oh.
Oh, it took me months to get this right.
No,
I don't feel bad.
You got the fancy astronaut chair behind you.
Everything here is cheap, man. We're balling on a budget. But since
balling on a budget.
Had me on your show,
He's got some nice equipment, though.
No more loud
he is definitely not on the cheap side.
I'm sure you must have remembered that. Yeah, there was an incredibly loud buzz because I had a crappy headset on, but I finally upgraded everything. I got myself a mixing board, and it's all been thanks to the fans' help. So for any of my viewers out there watching right now, thank you for tuning in. Please donate to this cause. This is extremely important. I know I make a lot of jokes and I trash things, but right now, this is no laughing matter. Like, our border needs to be protected, and we need to know for absolute certain what is going on. I don't entirely believe
just waiting to see if I
Fox News that they're living
get an email
and Express and swimming in the pool every day. And I don't believe what you hear on CNN
saying that they're being locked in cages and set on fire.
All right, we got the.
I don't know.
Looks like
I'm
we got
sure
the
it's gonna be
interview link.
somewhere in the middle. So you guys are going to go find out, and I do appreciate
You
it.
should have it too, Belinda.
Well, I'm just glad you.
I don't.
You were, again, I think we've got.
You don't have it yet?
YouTubers on this broadcast, and not one person
Nope.
hesitated 5 seconds to say, "Hell yeah, I wanted to be a part of this," and because I think everybody knows that it's the most of the day for me, and for most people, it's probably top 3 in this country, top 4 easily for everybody. Anybody that's paying attention, anyway. But I do want to say, before we go further here, buddy, I do want to say that we're at 223 donors. There's 10,000.
I just told him you need yours too.
Raised. That number has not
Okie
moved
dokie.
for quite a while, and I understand we're kind of getting into the late hours.
I just put your email in
Well,
the
we gotta see
response
that.
in the text
So
and told him you
anybody
need
who's
yours.
out there watching, we're on all kinds of different channels right now, broadcasting. Certainly, somebody's watching. It's time to step up and start moving that meter, because that meter has not moved in a while. So let's get that thing moving. Let's get to at least get to 11,000 before we get through the next hour. I think that should be a nice goal. So about $700.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Any little bit you guys can give.
And let's just say real quick, if anyone has a rich uncle out there or a spouse who has money that you don't like hidden in a shoebox, feel free to.
Did you get it?
And put it to a good
There you
cause.
go. Thank you, man. He's always waiting in the wings for some wise
Nope,
words.
let me check my spam.
Okay. Conservative. I brought you on because I want your unique perspective on the southern border.
Nope.
What do you got? Hit me with it. I know yours is going to probably be very entertaining. Let's hear it right from your mouth. What do you think about our southern border?
Okay. As far as the southern border, people think I'm a little nuts when it comes to this, because I absolutely, positively, I want that giant concrete monster wall that Trump wanted to build. That's what we should have. We should have like a Game of Thrones style Night's Watch, like 17-mile high wall. Like, all kidding
Yeah,
aside,
nice.
man.
All right, well,
steel, concrete.
I think I'm gonna have to go ahead and end this stream, y'all, and then I'll get signed on, and I'll make sure he sends you the link, and
right on over.
that way we'll get it done. But I can talk to him directly once I sign up. But anyway, y'all, see you live in just a minute. Y'all stay in fight. Be back here in a minute.
The only thing I ask, get your paperwork in order. This isn't a race issue. This is a paper.